I'm all in.
Hey. Oh my God, long time no see. How are you doing?
Good. How the hell you been doing, man?
How are you?
Been doing?
Good, good. Just been busy.
You know how to put your phone on airplane mode?
Yep.
And then turn off or whatever, just the ringer. You don't have to turn on airplane. Mine kept beeping unless I did it.
You know the Empire State Building doesn't have elevators anymore. They took them out.
You know how long it took to build it?
Actually, it was pretty quick. I think in less than a year, wasn't it?
Yeah, they built it in less than a year.
Can you believe that, really?
Are you shitting me?
You know how long it would take just to get permits? Just permits to build something like that now. You're absolutely right.
How many people died doing that?
A lot.
Really died in that. What's that big dam down there?
A lot.
Hoover Dam. You know, there was stories of people being buried in the concrete.
I'll bet you there is.
That's where Hoffa is, I heard.
Well, they were showing when those things came down and poured the concrete, you know, spread it out. It was only 8 inches deep.
Was it really?
Pour, yeah.
Each pour, really?
Each pour, yeah. Those big buckets would come, but the
Okay, but
things were so big, it would only be 8 inches deep. And the guy said,
But it was bucket after bucket after bucket.
they
I'm
said
sure.
plenty of guys fell in it, but they got up, went, took a shower, and came back.
It's really an amazing thing, especially thinking of when it was built.
You know, it's still cooling. You know, concrete makes heat when it cures. They ran pipe all through it.
It's still cool.
With water to help cool it, because the heat would crack it, and it still hasn't cooled all the way.
Uncle Eddie goes fishing there.
What's that?
On is it Christmas vacation? No, Vegas vacation. That crazy cousin Eddie.
Oh,
On the vacation series, he shows up to the Hoover Dam. He's got this big fishing pole. He's ready to go fishing. I love those. I love all those vacations.
What's new? Anything, bro? Anything new?
Nothing really, just busy. But I do want to see, talk about if we can get, you know, some sort of regular calls going, or else it's just not worth it.
Well, we want you to have, I mean, you mean regular calls mean what? On the show?
Yeah.
Well, I think we tried to get you on the show a lot.
Yeah.
Have we?
Well, the last time I didn't do
Cliff
it.
says we haven't tried to get him on the show regularly, Suzanne.
Well,
We've not tried to get Cliff on the show regularly.
it's not that many calls come in.
We can't.
Well, I've scheduled them several times.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Lots to talk about today, as always. This is a consumer show where we help people. If you have to sum it up, that's what we do. We help by directly getting involved with your life, providing experts to help you. We actually go to court. We get people prosecuted for crimes. We have a lot of bad guys we're going after right now. And people that come to mind right away, I mean, if you go to sleazebrigade.com, you can find them. But it's amazing to me how many people think they can get away with these crimes. Dave Anders is being prosecuted, we think, or he's going to be. And
he made an offer.
Oh, good.
You want to hear what it was?
What?
So this is a guy who took
$68,000 from an elderly woman and did nothing.
And Dan told me yesterday, he said he'd give her $20,000 back, which is unacceptable in my opinion, and then pay her over time if she drops the charges. And we told her we probably wouldn't do that, so we'll see what she decides.
Here's the deal. If he keeps paying, if he actually keeps paying, that's the thing. You know.
It's funny how he can't pay her back, but he's got money for an attorney, you know. What do you say?
Well, here's the deal. He spent that money. He's already in violation of the Contractors Trust Act.
Well, that's what they're going after him. We've got to give it to Jeffco. I mean, here's a real DA that said, hey, you broke this. You don't have the money. The job's not done. You're facing real charges.
And then what about Dusty Lobsinger?
I forgot about him.
15 grand. He's Jeffco. Then what's the third one we have? We have another one.
How about the asbestos guy that Channel 7 picked up on?
Well, that's good. The asbestos guy is a bad dude.
Plus Jim the Weasel Weiss. I mean, that's going to end up going.
Now, that's his Kalen Eccles.
Did you put the video on Friday, on Car Day?
No, we talked about it.
Okay.
I mean, there's not much more to talk about. His MO is simple. You give him money up front, you give him the car, and that's it.
Here's what's amazing. You give him money up front for major work on his car.
Yep.
Then he keeps the car so long, you just want your car back.
Then you're willing to walk on the money.
And many people are willing just to walk away just to get their car.
Yes, so he gets the money and the car, and, you know, years later, one was 6 years later, one was 2 years later, then he threatens you with daily storage.
I know. This is amazing.
It's an incredible business plan.
So we have a lot going on. We have Cliff Fenton today with us, and we're going to talk about workers' compensation. He's also a personal injury attorney, but workers' compensation is something that we don't talk about often enough. If you've been injured at work or if you have a problem, give us a call, and then Cliff can weigh in on other things. EntonLaw.com, E-N-T-E-N. We'll be talking to him. Now, you know I have a bugaboo about a cell tower in Weld County, and I've gotten some email reaction to my thoughts on Weld County and how corrupt they are. And you know, they're so corrupt, it's funny because they're openly corrupt. The thing in Weld County was so unbelievable because in order to get a cell tower put up, you have to send out letters to people within a 500-foot radius, I believe it is. And that 500 feet includes dozens and dozens of homes. Or it might be 1,000 feet, whatever it is. Okay, I got my notes. Whatever it is, what's amazing about it is, on the day Verizon went to Tom Parko at Weld County to get the addresses, on that day they pulled a report, and it showed only the houses on the outer perimeter, the ones least affected. Those are the only ones that got letters. People right next to it never got the opportunity to weigh in on it. And this is what Tom Parko said in a meeting. Well, there was a glitch in the computer.
On that day.
And the glitch just so happened to leave out all of the people in the immediate vicinity of the tower. And the only ones that got warned about the tower were the ones on the outskirts. He will have us believe that was a computer glitch on that very day. But the day after, or the few days after, when the homeowners went and found the list, they found all of the names. Now, if you saw dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of homes by eyesight, and you get a list that has 10 or 20 names on it, would you think, well, I got to write to more people than this? No, Verizon conveniently, their subcontractor conveniently bypassed the rules, and Weld County helped them. And I can't say this for sure, but in my heart, there is something going on there, and Parko got rewarded somehow. He's a corrupt piece of garbage, and he knows it, and he then says to the homeowners, well, it's built now, there's nothing we can do about it.
What was the percentage that was supposed to approve it? In other words, 60, 70%?
If they had 30% opposing,
then that's nixed.
Right. Yes.
And of course,
or they have to go through another process.
God, I wonder if someone's pockets got grease somewhere.
Well, this is too coincidental. But speaking of cell towers, Lori has a story about a cell tower. Where is this one? This is not Verizon.
Tom, this is in the Springs. She called us about a month and a half ago because she got the notification about it going.
Now this is a whole different story.
An AT&T cell tower, so she wanted to appeal it, and I had a special angel help us appeal it.
So Lori, you went through the appeal process. How many homeowners were opposed?
We had. And thank you, by the way, for the statement on the angel. You're expert.
Yes.
Really, I want to just say real quickly, gave me a lot of information and took a lot of time. So thank you.
Good.
We had the 500 feet radius. Most of that 500 feet is commercial area. So I wasn't able to see exactly how many letters were sent out. It's actually only a few streets where our houses are, but we have 77 signatures. So all out of the 3 streets that I went through, we got all but 2 signatures.
Wow.
So it was a large amount, and we had our appeal on Tuesday.
And what happened?
Well, they all but one voted against my appeal, and here's my...
Wait, they all voted against your appeal, but wait a minute. You already had enough citizens. You already had enough citizens to appeal or to stop this, so what are they going to do? They're still going to let it go through?
They're still going to let it go through, and that morning or that afternoon right before it was our turn to come on, the planner gave me some information from the AT&T attorney on what they were saying, you know, that their federal law is governed and the...
Well, they're talking about the communications law. Listen, you can't unreasonably deny them. You know, this the same law they use for satellite dishes and other things. You can't unreasonably deny this under the Federal Communications Act, but you can have restrictions or make them decorated.
Yeah, and there's a little good news, Tom.
Well, what is it?
Lori, tell them.
Well, they cut and again here, the council members read the packet from the planner.
Yes.
But I don't think they know their own city code.
So, what did they do?
So as I gave my presentation from the PowerPoint information that the expert gave me, we were bringing up a section 74606B2.
We don't care about numbers.
Says, okay, well, the front yard setback has to be a certain amount of feet from the street.
All right.
And one of the council members happened to read the code while I was talking, that particular code, and got worried that they were breaking the code. And so AT&T agreed to, instead of having a 55-foot tower right there on our street, that they would drop it down to 51 feet. But my argument...
Oh, that's it? I thought it was going to be way shorter than that.
No. And here's what my point, because I was allowed to go back up one more time.
So what was your point?
Well, at the 2012 Middle Class Tax Relief Act, it mandates that the cell tower can be an additional 20 feet higher without any zoning approval. And so that still wasn't meeting that front yard setback. And not only that... Well,
what's the bottom line, Lori? Because people don't care about setbacks. You lost. So basically, what they're saying is it doesn't matter if residents object. That's the bottom line. I mean... It's just amazing to me. So why bother?
It does not matter.
Then why bother notifying people around the area?
And it was $176 to file the fee, which we were all glad to do. And then another thing, one of the council members' son works for AT&T, and so he brought up that should I be voting? And the one council member says, well, is this
I don't think
decision?
That's a conflict. I don't think.
I know, but it seemed tacky.
Here's what I want to know. Are they going to at least camouflage it?
They're going to put it, and this was AT&T's and the planners, that they're going to camouflage it next to all the other trees, but they didn't show that they're cutting down the trees to put up the pole.
Well,
which was another one of...
here's something we all have to come to grips with. We want cell phone reception, but we don't want the towers necessarily. Lori, thank you for at least keeping us advised. We helped them with a protest. At least these people were notified. The people in Weld County were not even notified, and that's because of Tom Parco and his gangsters up there in Weld County, the lying, cheating fools. At least down here, they had a hearing and voted against the residents, but at least they had a hearing. I don't know what to say. You know what? They're going to go up. Cell towers are going to go up. You would think there would be enough natural structures they could get them on without going right in the middle of neighborhoods. That's the part I don't understand. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal for your used car, truck, SUV, or van. A great selection, not just of price ranges, colors, makes, models, and options, but selection when it comes to financing. They have 40 lenders to choose from depending on your financial situation, different credit ratings, and different amounts you want to put down. Whatever you want to do, if you want to trade, you'll get higher values at Rocky's. By all means, shop around, but put Rocky's on the list. That's all they ask. Monday through Friday, 9 to 7. Saturday, 9 to 6. 63rd and Federal, 303-426-4646.
Look like a Klingon war vessel. Jesus, they're ugly.
Yeah.
But they can camouflage them pretty nice.
There's one out by our house that the entire thing looks like a silo.
Well, see, that wouldn't be bad.
Oh my! Yeah, I didn't even know it was a cell
Until
tower.
I pointed it out to him.
He actually told me, and then I said, "Well, yeah, you're right. There's no grain over there. What the hell's that silo doing there?"
Yeah, well, that I wouldn't have any objection to. It looked like a silo.
And it's right next to like a barn-looking structure. So
Yeah,
it looked like
it was ridiculous. For years I had no idea.
Well, maybe that's what these people ought to fight for.
I agree.
The ones that look like trees, if they do it right, they're all
man. There's one up by Netherlands.
You can't even tell.
Can't hardly. I mean, you really got to look. I mean,
Eventually.
I didn't understand what you meant about calls now.
Oh.
Are you saying,
Well,
I remember a few times.
The only way that the endorsement thing is worthwhile
is if you get on the radio and answer questions.
Right. So can we? Can I get some sort of assurance that under stuff you're gonna find a way to call me 2 or 3 times a week?
We have tried.
No, I don't get 2 or 3 calls a week.
No. We're not going to get 2 or 3 calls ever a week. We're not. It's never going to happen. So you may have to reconsider. There's not going to be. I would be lying to you if I told you there would be 2 or 3 calls a week. There might be 4 or 5 one week and none another. I don't know. But here's what I know. I know personally, we have tried to get you 3 different times. It could not. I know we have.
Yeah, but
Suzanne, haven't we tried on workers' comps to get? Don't we say where's Cliff and he can't? Haven't we tried? He's saying he has gotten no calls, and he's. I remember you saying that you can't get a hold of him, and he's saying he's available.
Well,
I know we've had.
I was in Hawaii, so I wasn't available when you last call.
Okay.
Good morning.
Okay. How are you today?
I'm going to run to the post office.
I text him anytime we get calls on the show about workers' compensation. 90% of the time I have not been answered. We have had 9 calls in the last 3 months. 9. And you don't answer your text. Now let's make sure. Why don't you do a test right now to make sure he's getting it? Do a test. Listen, I promise you, I know. Mark, haven't we said, where's Cliff Benton? We've had great calls. And we've had some with third party.
It does come in spurts,
so text doesn't. It's always better to call me as well as text.
He's saying text doesn't always work.
Because it doesn't ping me.
It doesn't ping him. So maybe a phone call. I don't know. I know that we have tried. What's going on?
We can get it figured out.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to run to the post office.
Where were you?
I had a dentist appointment.
See, we don't like this. Did you get your teeth cleaned?
Yeah,
cool.
And a checkup.
I thought Dimension Sure takes care of that.
In fact, I swear to you, I know we've been frustrated because we've had calls, but I will tell you this. We definitely have calls and emails. We can bring the emails up, but
last one.
Tell us how to do it.
I'm trying. Last week we had one.
That's right. Last week,
and we had one,
and we had a couple.
I thought maybe there was a third party. They could go after.
It had to do with a guy in the backhoe, the woman in the backhoe.
That's right.
We tried to get a hold of him.
I do auto accidents as well. I do slip and fall as well as a backup. But we can somehow get 2 or 3 mentions a week.
Well, now that I can do. That we can do because we get emails and stuff. For sure, I can do that.
Because that, it's.
Well, come on.
In fact, we do mention on those calls.
Did you see my idea there?
We would, a legal minute about, we can do that. We can do that. It doesn't even have to be locked. You're talking about
I think we actually, I'd say for that.
I don't think we need to. Or do you think, I think.
It's a way to do it, is what I'm saying.
If we did a workers,
If it's logged and he's got a particular time, I'm saying that's going to force him to do it too. In other words, if we did a legal minute each week on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock and then the next Tuesday at 11, we would literally book it and do it. It's an idea. We'll talk about it after the show.
Maybe.
But we can do it, and I mean we're not talking about logging as in charging you. We'll take it. We'll put it on our inventory.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the website's great.
No, I understand. We're gonna do something.
We've got a ton of advertising coming up on the website.
But we like calling you. I swear to you, because I know we have tried. In fact, we're gonna ask you about this one. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Cliff Benton is with us. Now, he does personal injury and workers' comp. Today, we're going to talk about workers' comp, but if you have any other questions, of course, you can ask them. And, Cliff, before I get to you, I want to remind people about that new showroom, Century RV, 32,000 square foot indoor. Mark's buying an RV from them, Century RV. He went shopping. He says Century RV has, like, the greatest prices. I mean, he personally is looking at it. So maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it because it's kind of a surprise. So, Suzanne, sorry. He's pissed at me now, so I didn't realize that. Did you guys know that you're looking at an RV?
Yes, are you kidding?
Okay.
If I drove home and surprised her with an RV, she'd slap me upside the head.
Anyway, they're out just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims, near Woodley's. And then they have the place up in Longmont. It's really on I-25. and it's 119, the turnoff to Longmont. And they have service up there because, Mark, service is just as important as buying it because you can't just take it to, you know, Pro Auto or somewhere. They don't have the facilities.
Do you know they're the largest Cougar dealer in the country?
Really?
Cougar fifth wheels are massive.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I often wonder how they come up with names for RVs. Cougar, Beaver, you know, Animal,
Georgetown.
Safari, Georgetown, Forest. Really?
It doesn't matter. It's
they
a
turned her down.
system.
It's a fault-free system. So if she's an idiot, literally walking into something at work while on the clock, then she should
absolutely.
Unless they can prove she did it intentionally.
But being an idiot is covered.
Doesn't that
right, because
suck?
you've given up your right to sue under the civil law. But part of that compromise was no matter whose fault it is, it's compensable.
What the thing with workers' comp, even if you have a great case, you're still limited because your awards are limited.
The awards are limited. They pick your doctor. They pay for your doctor.
But your awards, so in other words, if somebody's truly, really maimed, you can't just go for the heartstrings like you can on a regular person.
There is no, and this is one of the hard things that we have to always explain to our clients, there is no concept of pain and suffering in work comp.
But that's why everything goes through, right?
Does not exist.
Okay, so, but that's what we have to live with, and the theory behind workers' comp laws is if employers were exposed, you know, it would be very difficult to have a system.
Well, it would be, and then it would be very difficult for workers to get the care that they need. I mean, work comp was created back in the days of
But it was to help the employer, though. It really...
Well, actually, you know, it started with really your progressives saying, we have all these people injured on the job, nobody has health insurance, they're selling pencils on the street back in the early 1900s, they're missing limbs, they're working in dangerous conditions, what can we do?
Right.
And it was a compromise, but the employer wasn't going to give it away for free. Okay, we're going to give you these base benefits, but
you can't sue us.
You can't sue us.
Yeah, and sometimes though, okay, I'm gonna get to these emails because there are some emails.
Can you deny employment? Like if I knew a guy, if his old boss calls me up and says, hey, this guy's on workman's comp all the time, can I deny him for that reason, not hire him for that reason?
Not legally, but that's why everybody, the employer goes, wink, wink, I didn't tell you this, but...
Yeah. Can I ask in an interview? Are you allowed to ask?
You know damn well, if you have somebody you're interviewing and you know that they've been putting in claims everywhere they work, you don't want them, but you're not allowed to turn them down for that.
No, but you can say, can you perform or ask,
yes,
are you able to perform the essential functions of the job? And if they lie, if the worker lies or deceives about his limitations, that's grounds for discharge and or for denying work comp benefits.
Henry, what's going on, sir? Henry.
Oh, hi. How are you?
What's going on, Henry?
Yes, sir. Well, I don't know if this are going to help a lot of people, but I need help. On March 20th, me and my wife came back from the vacation trip.
Okay.
It was a trip overseas.
Okay.
And we arrived at Miami International Airport.
Yes.
We clearance everything.
Yes.
We check our passport with one officer in the automatic system also. So in our way out, there were two female talking, female Custom Border Patrol. And one of them make a finger motion. You know, when you arrive, there's hundreds of people, thousands of people around you.
Right.
So I didn't know if she was talking to me. So I polite asked her, excuse me, are you talking? Are you calling me?
Right.
Then she goes, oh, what do you think? Sarcasm, you know, using sarcasm.
Right.
So I say, I didn't know that you were talking to us. So, and she started asking a few questions, which I answered. And then she decided to check my badge, which is okay. And but I asked her for her badge number and her name because to me that was rude.
Wait. You had already gone to the desk where they cleared your passport and stuff, right?
Yes.
And now you were walking out into the airport?
Walking out of the Miami airport.
And then she made a motion for you to come over to her.
Yes.
Are they okay? So I thought you were already cleared. So what did she want?
I'm not sure. She was harassing her and asking.
But why you? Why you? I imagine there were a whole bunch of people.
I don't want to say this, but I think because I mentioned the country where I was coming from. To me, it doesn't have nothing to do with.
What country were you? What country were you coming from?
We went to Nicaragua for a vacation trip.
Okay, so she knew that you had come from Nicaragua?
Yeah, because I answered the questions.
Okay, so then what are you calling about? What happened?
When I requested her name and badge number, she refused it, and I asked for a supervisor, and the supervisor was very rude, very unprofessional. He told me I was a smart ass.
Really?
He told me, yeah. He told me also that I watch too much TV because when he was trying to talking to me, keep asking me the same question. He even asked me what I do for a living and what's my address, which is not their business. I told them, look. All you got to do is make sure I'm a citizen of the United States.
Right.
I got my passport surrendered to you.
Right.
And you can check my bag. If you find anything illegal, you have the right to charge me with
exactly.
a crime. And so he got upset because he said, oh, you smart ass. And I said, well, you know what? I said, I'm gonna invoke my Fifth Amendment right, constitutional right. And
yes.
He told me I have no right because I wasn't in the United States yet. So I want to know if that's true. When you come back and you are the international port of entry in the United States, you have no constitutional.
No, that's not
right?
true. Americans have rights wherever they are if they're dealing with American authorities. If they're not dealing with American authorities, then you can't assert your rights somewhere else. But I don't even know what happened. It must have been, I don't know. I don't know what happened. It sounds weird, but with the bottom line though. You got through it. They were simply rude. Is that what it was?
They were unprofessional, rude, and I think they profiled me.
They probably thought he was smuggling something.
Well, when you say profile, though, but let's talk about it. You're an American citizen. What country is your family from, or what are your roots?
Well, I'm a naturalized American, but citizen, but I'm original from Nicaragua, which has nothing to do with
but here's why I'm asking. Do you look like different than all the other people that were coming in? Do you all look? In other words, I want to know if there were a bunch of people that look like you, or did you stand out for some reason? That's a fair question. I don't know why they picked you out. Was there something that you can point to? Were you darker? Were you lighter? Were you weirder? Did you have something on? Some wild clothing?
No. Do you have a bag of cocaine?
No, I'm just curious though. Why do you think? Because I would say in that environment, they were not picking you out because there are so many faces and so much diversity in a port of entry that if you wanted to discriminate, you wouldn't know who the hell to discriminate against. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to be honest, I mentioned that to the guy. I said, "Did you pull me over?" And they took me to a little room because
they did. So did they frisk you and everything and question you?
Yeah, and they.
You know they do that at random. You know they do that at random. You're not the only one. In other words, that when people get cleared, okay.
Yeah. I got no problem with that, Tom. My problem was the guy called me, one of the officers called me, hey, homie, with the law here, we're going to show you how we do business.
He called you a homie?
Yes.
That is weird.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
No doubt a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Listen. I don't want to cause a lot of trouble. I'm just.
No. You do. I vote for Trump. Dude.
I'm just kidding. Listen, Henry. I don't know what to say other than something that helps many times is when you have a third party that videotapes and really gets the sense of it. And I'm not saying you should do that to harass people, but Henry, I'm not sure what we can do with your call. I just think that. I mean, it happens. Look, I have been treated rudely before by authorities, at airports. You know, I think these people at airports have had enough of people. I think the job probably gets to them. People can be so freaking rude at the airport, whether it's you know, the what is it called? The security people, they're not Homeland. It's a terminal. TSA is what I wanted to say. You know, these people, I just think that they're tired of dealing with people, and they feel like people are pains in the butt. And I imagine that customs, that those people, ICE, feel the same way.
You know, when you go to Mexico, you've been there, you hit a button, and it's this big thing. If it turns green, you walk through, and then it randomly turns red, and they'll search you down. It's crazy. And that's how random they are.
Although, I know someone who went through training for TSA, and Mark, it was stupid what they told him. Now,
what? What'd they tell him?
This was after 9/11. This when they were hiring a bunch of people. What they told him was stupid. They said, "Now listen, we want to be sure." This is what they were concerned about. Okay, not security. This is what they were concerned about. We want to be sure we don't offend people. So if you see a young Middle Eastern looking guy and he's looking a little suspicious, you know, give these people a pass here and there. They're really feeling a lot of pressure. No, listen, I swear to God, they're feeling a lot of pressure. So try to pick an elderly woman that, you know, is older, or a young blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid, or try to pick atypical people. Now, mind you, every single terrorist, every single one, okay, not every single one when we look at the guys, Oklahoma City people, but when you look at 98% have been Middle Eastern males, right? Right?
How dare you?
No, I'm not saying they're all terrorists, but you know, you have certain things you look for. I'm not saying you pick each one, but to say to a TSA person, avoid them on purpose so you don't offend them, and purposely pick people like soccer moms and older women and blonde-haired, blue-eyed kids, college kids. To me, that is absolutely stupid. And that's what they were being taught, because they were more concerned about offending people.
Politically
in fact,
correct.
Every single time there's been a terrorist attack, what's the very first thing President Obama used to say? This is not terrorism, or this is not a Muslim thing. Okay, and I agree. It's not
extreme.
A Muslim. You know what I'm saying?
Extremist.
It's just I'm just so pissed off that they don't just use common sense. We got more coming up.
You know, airfares are so cheap. It's like a bus terminal now. But to tell people to avoid that,
no, but you can't racially profile.
But you don't purposely avoid them. Come on, I got a son.
It's got to be truly random.
I got a son.
It's like saying if you
I was saying about Mexico, you hit that button, man, you're either through or not.
Even though that they always ask, when you hit the button or not, they will. They always ask you, do you have tobacco? Do you have cigars or cigarettes? For some reason, that is their biggest husband. They're only allowed to bring in 25 cigars.
Oh, because they want you buying them there, of course.
Yeah. And one time I had to go through an accident. They're in my golf bag.
They snag a regular canister,
$100.
you take them back and room an extra.
It's crazy.
Do they take them too, or you just pay the fine?
Pay the duties.
Why don't you go to an artist and a guy that'll give you rock bottom prices, and
when
you buy a kitchen from
but it was a pain. It was a pain in the ass. It delayed me an hour. I want to just say I count really carefully now that I do not have more.
But do you know that we had you scheduled to be on the show 2 other times?
No, I'm not talking about the appearance.
No, but this is important too. By the way, it's important that you chime in on other stuff too, so people get to know you as a person. So then they can refer you as a person, because people like people. But in any case, I just wonder. I'm just looking here because I feel badly about it, because I know we get most of our attorneys involved a lot. Because attorneys, really, if you think about our experts, we use attorneys the most. John Fuller is in here a lot, and he gets a lot from us. Just being here.
I mean, how often does he come in?
Well, he comes in no more. He won't come in any more often than you. But you every 4 to 6
weeks is general for attorneys.
John comes in more often than that.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Oh, okay. No. No, he doesn't. It seems like he's there. Oh, Dan? He's not scheduled anymore than
Dixie
you are.
called yesterday about our car last tape.
You know,
You might have got his voice back.
So if we
You know,
can
let me know
reschedule
next time,
we should have
next time
mentioned
he's in, I'll listen to the show and see kind of what his
Here's the
interaction
deal.
is like.
Here's the deal. It's much like this, and we'll have questions, but then he'll chime in on other things.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, the scheduling has been the same. With all of our attorneys are exactly the same. Oh, exactly. They come in every 4 to 6 weeks. And I say 4 to 6, that just depends on their rotation. But they come in, and they don't, and I know that Suzanne has told me that she's had a problem scheduling. Okay.
Absolutely.
Hello. She said that she texted you about scheduling, and then she had to email you a couple times, and you didn't answer, and you said that.
That's me.
So she said she'll do it by phone from now on.
Hey, Brian, how are you?
Yeah, I mean, I know if I look at
Good,
my
man.
text messages,
And then a few weeks ago, you were scheduled to come on the show. I communicated with both you and him about being difficult to reach. Yeah, she's feeling a little.
I'm not sure what it would be
about
about
right now because
You need a little
she
more.
really needs to
Do it the referral list, or?
You ought to. Your text. You don't get pinged with your text. You have it on silent or what?
I don't, maybe I have the wrong setting. It doesn't ping when the text comes in.
Well, I would have been. I would have.
I know that she
I don't know.
Do you recognize the number
I
you
don't
missed
know.
call?
Let me do this, so I'll look through my emails and see why.
Yeah,
I
and
might
then
have
I'll
called.
eventually look at it, like, I got more 20.
What do you guys do? Are you on the referral list?
Down.
Okay.
I took the one the last time.
I wonder if she filled out something to get on the
I
referral
don't have
list.
that many.
I mean, I wouldn't cold call.
Your troubleshooter. Plumbline Services for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And I want to tell you that they do major second opinions free. Plumbline Services. I just saw them on Channel 9 bragging about their wonderful service. And if you need any plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, and you get a major, any kind of major repair that they say you need a furnace or you need a water heater or you need an electrical panel change, please check Plumbline Services free second opinions. They also have a $149 electrical fine fixer free with parts. That includes parts because most electrical problems are the troubleshooting. So for $149, they guarantee they'll find it and fix it. Now, if they find it and can't fix it because it's multiple circuits or it's a major deal beyond $149, the call is free. They're not going to pressure you, and you'll get a full written report. So no matter what, you'll never spend more than $149, and you'll know exactly what's wrong, or it'll be fixed. So there's no downside to that. Free second opinions or fine fixer free for $149 electrical, 303-586-1086, 303-586-1086, plumlineservices.com. All right, let's talk. 303-713-TALK. Ray. Ray, you had called and said, was this the one about you're looking for a rental in the Springs?
Yes.
And were you having problems with your landlord?
Yeah, with the mold.
Yeah, and we talked to our mold expert And he said that he would be happy to check it out, but we said we don't want to do that if you're planning on moving anyway. And it sounds to us like your landlord isn't doing much and probably won't do much about that mold, although they tried to fix your unit. Here's the deal. I said you should call in during the first 2 hours of the show when we're on in Colorado Springs. And actually, we're on there on K-Hub, but we're also right now on KRDO Radio. So here's the deal. What's your situation? You and who? You and a family or what?
Yeah, my wife and my child. I've got a...
How old?
He's 6 years old, and he's got autism.
Okay, and that shouldn't matter. I mean, a husband and wife and a kid. You have any pets?
I've got a small dog.
Okay, a small dog, and you're looking to rent a place in Colorado Springs area. A house?
Yes, a house, because I'd like for the child to be able to play outside.
Okay,
when it warms up.
You're looking to rent a house. Any particular part of town?
It don't matter as long as it's halfway decent.
You know what? We will
to pay up to $1,500 a month.
Okay. Now, I don't know how that goes as far as the Springs, but Stephanie Thomas down there, our real estate expert, maybe we can ask her to look around too. Suzanne?
Tom, I did that already. So then what I did was...
Oh, you asked Stephanie?
Yeah, I did that about a month ago for Ray. So yesterday I reached out to our new referral list member, High Point Property Management, Brad Cohen. And he only does Denver. I put his number up on the screen, Tom, if you want to give that. But he did give me a referral for down in the Springs that somebody that might work with Ray in helping him get a rental with his income. Also, if there's anyone out there in the Springs that wants to email us at live@troubleshooter.com if they know of a rental for Ray, that would be great.
Okay, and we would be glad to help you, Ray, and if people need a background check, we'd be happy to do that for them. So High Point Property Management, by the way, if you're looking for people to manage a property, even one unit or many, it's 720-608-4700. They're on our referral list at referrallist.com. Something I'm excited about, referral list, is actually trademarked by us. We just got approved. That's a major deal, because if you think about that, it's almost like a generic term, the referral list, and we've got that trademarked. So pretty exciting. And we have a new site coming we'll tell you about soon. Abraham has a question on a 1099. Go ahead, Abraham.
Hi.
What's happening?
So just my question is, I've been working as an independent contractor, 1099, for like years now.
Yes.
It does fit my lifestyle and everything. But my question is, I know that the employer gets to put all the rules and all the conditions in the contract, but does that even can go to the point where you have to work for 7 days a week?
Okay, Abraham, this is a very good topic. And in fact, many employers or businesses, they do 1099s to avoid payroll tax, to avoid workers' compensation, to avoid disability, to avoid FICA, and we're going to talk about that, and I'll tell you why. This is a very important topic, because many workers who work 1099 find themselves hurt and they don't know what to do, and really they should have been an employee. And I want to ask Cliff, on a separate note, what happens when that happens? Can they get something from the employer because he did not carry workers' comp or did not treat them properly? Plus, Abraham wants to know, can they demand I work 7 days a week, and what are the rules? And we'll talk about that, okay? We'll talk about that in a second. And speaking of attorneys, we do have Cliff Enton with us on workers' comp and other matters. And I want to also talk about another attorney, and that is Joseph A. Lazara, a criminal defense attorney on our referral list at referrallist.com. If you need representation, Joe Lazara will help you. And he will not judge you. Now, of course, people, when they're accused of a crime, it's a serious thing. If you have a DUI, it's a pretty stupid thing because it's the easiest thing to avoid. But no matter what it is, even if you know you're guilty and you just want to get through the system, you need an attorney to help you. Joe Lazara, 303-429-6200, 429-6200. And you can find Joe Lazara on the referral list at referrallist.com.
You got day trading on
no, you're right on that because
your account.
I'm hiring a new person starting.
And they wanted like on Ameritrade. One of my accounts literally is a day trade.
Right. That's what I can buy and sell on that day.
If you're working in my place and I'm directing and controlling you,
because
you're using my equipment, even if you want to be an independent contractor,
You can't be. Well, the other thing is the buying power and the
I can borrow.
The employee can
automatically borrow
later and say, hey, you should
you need margin.
But what I'm saying is normally when you have stock, you have to, if you don't have the full amount of money in that, you have to wait.
As an employer, it's very risky.
Yeah, to buy it. That's true. Like
well,
actually, even on my 401s and everything else, they do have margin just for that, but not more than you can do.
A listener just sent me a clip 1 year ago today. You called me Susan on the air. And so I had said, hey, you owe me a trip to Hawaii for that. So he was like, is that why you're going to Hawaii? Because did you finally get your trip?
Are you serious?
So I said, he kept that. I BCC'd you and I replied back to him so you could see it. And I said, I'm going to hang on to the cover.
How the hell did I call you Susan?
You just did. I remember it happening. But the guy kept it for this anniversary. It's 1 year today. He goes, wow, Mark went a whole year without calling you Susan. He only went 26 years without calling me Susan.
See, look, here's how this account, here's what I'm saying. So this is typical margin, 705,000. But if you look at here, my day trading buying power is 1.5 million. In my other accounts, I don't have this.
So then what interest do you pay on that then?
If I tap into it? Yeah. It's fairly cheap because, here's the other thing.
I think cheap, I'll bet you it's 8% or so.
Oh, no. Yeah, but I'm usually using it for fucking 30 seconds.
Well, I'm sure there's a day minimum, but you're right.
God, I looked at my interest statement one time, and I don't tap into it a lot.
You know that's tax deductible.
Oh, yeah. It comes right off on the thing at the end of the year. Yeah. It pops. I mean, it's a cost of doing business. But, that's crazy, man. Jumping in and having that kind of dough. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, as long as it's like paid.
The most I've ever done, I did like 700,000 of Sprint one time. I've never done over $1 million on one day trade. That fucking scares me.
So, did you want to invest in Zipa?
Zipa!
You can, but it doesn't really say what you make on how to do it. It says
they're huge.
If you do so much, you'll get a T-shirt. If you do more than this, you'll get a...
One of the best marketing campaigns I've heard in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
We should have done that. We should do a generic Zipa. They don't have anything. Tom and I were talking about that, but you know what it's good for?
His is patented. The Zipa is patented.
You mean the name?
No.
Trademark?
No, the holds the tongue.
Oh, I see. There's something.
There's a band in there that holds the tongue and stuff.
Have you ever seen one? I don't think I've even seen one.
What's that?
Zipa. It's Happy Z spelled backwards.
You know what?
He said there's a patent on there. There's something that holds your tongue. I've never seen a Zipa.
The people that, I'm telling you, those temporary devices that I talked about work. There's no reason to get the custom. It's all bullshit.
That's what Zipa is.
Well, not truly, but it could be. There could be one made like that. And because of the FDA and all that bullshit, I mean, I am tempted. I'm so tempted to try to do it somehow.
About $80. It is right here.
Oh, it's green.
Yeah. Let me see what it looks
like.
Is it
direct to market? In other words,
yes. I can tell if it adjusts the jaw the way it should by looking at it.
What is this for TMJ?
You know what it's doing? See, what it does is this bottom jaw, when you sleep and that relaxes like that, it closes off. And the sleep device keeps the jaw, see, it'll keep the jaw from sliding back.
You want to order one?
You know, they're very dangerous, I'll tell you that, according to my dad.
What's the
Those devices, they can change your bite.
Well, of course it can if you wore it all day, but if you wear it at night, the apnea is more dangerous than that.
There's lots of litigation on that right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, Cliff, I swear to God, if you have an apnea, that'll shorten your life. These mouthpieces are so much better than the CPAPs.
But here, have you heard about the new laser treatment you can get?
What, you mean for the back of your throat?
Yep.
Yeah.
Long as I remember been coming down.
Fix It 24/7. If you're looking for a qualified technician in your home, it'll just cost you $39, and they will find the problem no matter how long it takes and give you a full, complete written report on what's wrong. Now remember, this is not the find and this is not the furnace check up and fix, although that's a wonderful service. That's not being offered right now. But here's what is offered. If you have any problems, you will never pay more than $39. And that's to go to your home and find the problem. Any plumbing problem or any furnace problem they will find, or air conditioning problem, for just $39 to diagnose. And if you have any work done, that is credited back to you, so you don't even pay that. So it's basically $39 or nothing, or you have the work done. And you will never have the same level of work, same products, and same services for a better price or better value anywhere. FixMyHome.com is the website. It's a great company to call for any plumbing or heating or cooling issues. 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939. Now, Abraham, on the 1099, I want to explain a few things first of all, okay? The biggest abuse of the employment system is when a business does a 1099 instead of a W-2. And the only way you can do a 1099, the only way, is if you truly have an independent contractor. And the number one test for an independent contractor is something everyone overlooks. If you have someone who works for one person only, even if that one person, even if you control all of your own time, your own equipment, your own scheduling, and you work at your own location, if you only work for another person, there's no way you can be 1099. No way. You must offer your services to everyone, and you must have more than one. We had a guy from the Department of Labor tell me this. Listen to this. You call a plumber. He's a plumber. He has a van. He comes to your home and does plumbing, okay? Now, you say to him, hey, I like you. Can you do some more plumbing next week? Yes. And can you do some more plumbing a day after that? Yes. And you have him at your house a few times. And for a few months, his business is slow. He decides on his own, without you even knowing it, that he's making enough money on you, and he doesn't take any other calls. And for 6 months, you're the only home he goes to. Do you know that the Department of Labor can come to you as a homeowner and declare you an employer of that plumber, even though you had no idea he was holding out and only working on your home? Because he was not working for others and only worked for you, and you paid him over a certain amount, he literally could fall under your umbrella as an employer, as an employee, and you would be the employer. I said that is ridiculous, and the guy from the Department of Labor says, sorry, but that's the world. So if you have a housekeeper, if the housekeeper goes around to 10 or 20 different houses, that's fine. If that housekeeper only works for you, it doesn't matter what she does otherwise. People think, well, you control your schedule, you control this, you control that. That person must offer their services to more than one person. That's the first test that most people fail. The next one is, of course, and Cliff Enton knows this because you deal with it. People come to you, Cliff, they're hurt, and you say, wait a minute, you should have been an employee, right? And they're not.
Exactly, because the employers will say, oh, you were an independent contractor.
Can you get help for them if they're injured and they come to you and the employer says you weren't an employee? Can you get help for them?
Absolutely.
I think you can.
Absolutely, you can, because a lot of times they will have some work comp insurance.
For somebody else.
For somebody else. So if they have a policy of work comp insurance and we can show that you didn't meet these 9 criteria, because there are 9 criteria that are set forth in work comp, then whether you're listed or not, you're like a new hire, you're still covered under the work comp policy.
And if you're not an employee, the boss opens themselves up for personal injury lawsuits.
Right, for 30. So, assuming there was fault.
Right. Now, your case, Abraham, you ask, can the guy make you work 7 days a week? No. They can't. They can't make you do anything. You're completely in control of your own schedule. And if they say they're not going to use you anymore because of one thing or another, that's their choice. But they can't make you do anything.
Well, I mean, I would then lose the job because...
Well, then you should be an employee, and they're treating you wrongly. But Abraham, if you're truly 1099, you are in control of when you work and when you don't work. And if they punish you as a result, you could go back and ask for compensation for all that time, withholding taxes and everything, for all the time they declared you a 1099. You can't have it both ways. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. More coming up.
What if I should get some more Amazon? Oh, I did? I missed it.
Google. Google went up 3%. Facebook up 4%.
That was just panicky crap all over.
Lose your replacement proceeds. Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Excel Roofing is the most trusted name in roofing. I've been recommending them for years, and they've done 3 roofs for me. When it comes to roofing, I get numerous complaints.
I agree with you. Acne is a terrible problem, but I just think there's mixed feelings in those two.
No, because it holds your jaw out, people say that it affects your bite. Well, it can. They have repositioning devices you're supposed to wear an hour after you get up. Now, nobody does it, but they have those. They're called repositioning. But then there are other docs who say, even if you don't use the repositioning device, because you're only wearing it, if you're wearing it like 8 hours a night, it's not going to do enough to ruin your bite. But I know there is a controversy about holding your jaw like this overnight. Will it eventually change your muscular structure of your jaw? So to get around that, they start offering this. They give you the sleeping. They tell you to cover their asses. You must wear this repositioning device when you get up. Now, I don't wear it, but they tell you to.
Has it made a big difference for you?
Well, sleeping-wise, it has. It helps me sleep, the mouthpiece, because I don't wake up like this, without being able to breathe. It would cause, not being able to breathe, you don't even know what it is. You just wake up startled, or it's like a nightmare or something. And that mouthpiece has helped me tremendously. And
who'd you get it from?
I got it from,
there was a guy down in Bellevue that was one of the first ones to do it.
No, it wasn't him. I got it from one of our sponsors that did it. No.
TMG dude?
It was the one we had before this one.
Yeah, I remember him. I forget his name now.
I liked it.
He didn't have the process down for shit,
No,
though.
the process sucks for everyone. There's so many steps.
You got to go here, then you got to get the prescription, then you got to get this,
You got to get a sleep study, you got to get the diagnosis. You have so many different people you're dealing with, and it's just a hassle. It's really a hassle.
They say if you play the didgeridoo,
the didgeridoo, baby,
will keep you from having sleep apnea.
I bet it would.
That is that thing they have originally play.
Really?
You do recycle breathing. It's tough to do, I think. It's
What's tough?
To play the didgeridoo.
I thought it was a dirty joke or something you're telling there.
The didgeridoo.
You
don't know what the
musical instruments that
huge,
Australian
looks like a big ginormous horn thing.
Oh, no, I don't know what it is.
And they do recycle. They can play continuously because they do recycle breathing. They breathe in and you just keep on blowing while they do it. So it's quite. It exercises your whole.
You've never heard of the didgeridoo?
Really?
I mean, I know, I've seen it, but I didn't know what it was
Did
called.
you try the Google thing and it didn't work, or you didn't try?
No, I didn't try it. No, I didn't. The surgery.
Well, it's not surgery. This is a laser that a dermatologist can do. A dermatologist does it. It's a laser, and they point it at your uvula on the inside of your mouth. The pictures are amazing. It reduces your tissue mass in there by like 30%.
But not everyone has that kind of.
But if you do,
it works. My apnea was, I don't even know if I know why mine.
Because low saves pros money every day.
Remember that caller we had, was it last week and stuff, that they said they had to have surgery immediately, and they brought him in there and they just cut out a whole bunch of stuff.
So you don't want to do that.
Right. That was like, what, 8 years ago?
This is laser. Painless.
So it just kind of shrinks it.
Shrinks it.
You know what the Pope said today? There is no hell. Changing 2,000 years of
good. He's a smart man.
Isn't that incredible though? 2,000 plus years they've been saying.
So now all of a sudden there's no hell because he said it. Anybody who has to listen to somebody like
actually,
that.
Putty said there was a hell too.
Just use your common sense.
Mormons do. Mormons come out with things like that.
Well, it depends on what you use as your authority. If you use the Pope as your authority and he says there's no hell, there's no hell. If you use the Bible as your authority, there is no hell either. But there's a lot of people who say there is, and it's what's your authority?
What's the in between?
Purgatory, that's another thing, which, what the hell is that? That's nowhere in the Bible. But
It's a resting place.
people like...
It's in Albuquerque.
People like making things up to make them feel good.
Purgatory's just a resting place.
There's a great Stephen King short story on Purgatory.
Oh, you said that. I was going to get that book.
They just keep going. They keep reliving this thing over and over, and then at the very end, you figure out the reason they're in purgatory is because they decided to have an abortion. But it's just mind-blowing. You don't know till the end of the story why the hell they keep going through the same plane crash, and then the same drive, and the same plane crash, and the same drive. Then they wake up, and then they're in the same plane crash again. It's crazy. They just cycle the last 24 hours of their life. And that's what purgatory in Stephen King's mind is. It's great.
These days you can buy just about anything online, but if you're looking to buy a car, online
Awesome.
shopping could lead to confusion. Hey, I'm Rosa.
You know, another great Stephen King that's underrated is Christine.
Now you can know exactly.
Really?
Oh,
Never read it. It's about a stupid car.
Oh my God!
Do you read his books or do you watch the movies?
Well, both, but books on tape. I've probably heard everything Stephen King's done. So it's the book.
What is the one? The one that haunted me for some freaking reason.
Which one?
It's the one about the guy that just keeps wasting away. He gets skinny.
Oh, Thinner. Great book.
He wrote that under his other name, though.
Way better than the movie. The book on tape is unbelievable.
Well, the book is better than the book on tape.
The book on tape is.
Did you ever read The Colorado Kid?
Colorado Kid. I'm sure I did. What happens in it?
It's a mystery about a kid.
Is it Stephen King? Yeah. But what happens? Give me. I mean,
a kid
is it a short story?
Yeah, it's not a monster, but you know, an evil man kills a kid. The Colorado Kid. Yeah. It's been a long time.
If I knew the plot, I mean, you realize his.
There's so many books.
My God, there's hundreds, maybe thousands. Okay,
but Thinner was under Bachman, not under Stephen King.
Just for you.
Thinner was the old gypsy curses him.
Oh, it's great, man.
It was
because he killed their kid.
Killed off the coast of Maine.
Colorado Kid. I know. If it's a short story, I'm positive.
Over a year later, the man is identified with a bunch of unanswered questions.
Did you guys ever get any complaints from CenturyLink?
God, for a while it was
I may give you a complaint of mine on CenturyLink. It's an incredible story.
We have an angel over there. They usually take care of ones we send, if they're legit, which are most of them. It's billing practices more than anything.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by Centeno Schultz for living stem cell therapy, and I say living because so many clinics scam you, and we want to talk about legit care. This is the Consumer Show where we protect you, we look out for you, directly help you through our experts. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Cliff Enton is with us. And Cliff does personal injury and workers' compensation. Today we were talking about workers' comp, and we talked about the laws that are supposed to really protect the employee, but many times, really, it's for the employer. It's to keep employees from suing and from wild lawsuits, and there are scheduled damages, but you still have rights. And then what if you're not called an employee? What if you're called a contractor? It could be that if you get hurt and they're calling you an independent contractor, it was just a way to get out of that, but they truly are responsible to you. And Cliff Enton has had cases where people go to him and say, they say they don't have workers' comp for me, but I know that I was an independent contractor. And then Cliff looks at it and says, no, you were not an independent contractor. They called you an independent contractor, but you were not one. And most of the time, I'm just going to tell you folks, most of the time, people are telling you wrong. If they tell you that you're an independent contractor, most of the time you're not.
9 times out of 10.
You're not, right.
The other big problem is where people are paid in cash, because then it becomes almost impossible to establish your average weekly wage, which is a big basis for your benefits.
303-713-TALK if you'd like to talk to Cliff Enton. And as I said, this hour brought to you by Centeno Schultz. And they were the originals, literally, for stem cell therapy. If you're looking for true stem cell therapy, Centeno Schultz. They harvest living stem cells at the site where you go to see them at their office and then redeliver them. And I went undercover to a meeting where this one guy, this assistant to a doc, was literally lying to the patient saying, we use amniotic fluid, it's the best growth factors, and we have living stem cells, and he made a motion to his arm saying, and it actually knits new tissue and grows new tissue. You don't ever need surgery. He was just lying out of his nose, and it's terrible. And I'm telling you, if you want true stem cell therapy with no exaggerations but the truth, go see Centeno Schultz. 303-963-9201 for hips, knees, back, shoulders, hands. That's Centeno Schultz, 303-963-9201. All right, let's go to the phones. Jack's been waiting a long time, and then we'll go back. I'm getting some emails on this workers' comp thing, and when is it possible to sue, if I can, in addition to workers' comp? Jack.
Hi.
What's happening?
Hi. Thank you for taking my call. So the deal is me and my wife were staying in an RV. We're, looking for an apartment. But yesterday How
long have you been in an RV?
Couple months.
And where were you before that?
An apartment.
Okay. And, so things fell apart?
Well, just life moved on. Jobs changed, and we found ourselves here now.
Okay.
Looking for an apartment. My problem is this. Yesterday we get a knock on the door. We stopped at a Home Depot parking lot. We patroned the business. We're working hard, coming home from work, coming back from work. We stopped here. And yesterday we get a knock on the door, and two gentlemen are at the door, and they identify themselves as the parking lot owners. I go, okay, and they said, well, you're going to have to move your vehicle. And they referred to a couple other vehicles in the parking lot and said they're going to have to remove the vehicles too. We said, okay, usually no big deal. It's not a big deal. But subsequently, about a week ago, we had a little bit of problem with the RV, pulled over, and I've had a little trouble getting it started and keeping it started, which I can handle mostly. It's not really a big deal, but I find myself this. They've told us 24 hours to get out of the parking lot, but we're between pay periods here, and we won't get paid till Monday, and I tried to mention that to them, but they were adamant about, you get 24 hours and we're going to have you moved.
So you're telling me you can't move a few feet to another parking lot?
No, I couldn't push it, number one.
So it's not running, is what you're saying?
Yeah, but it's not dead. It's just, I'm thinking it's just like the distributor cap and some wires and a battery.
Well, how do you plan on getting it fixed?
Monday we get paid.
And then what?
Then we fix it and get out of here. Normally I'd already...
How do you fix it? How do you fix it?
Meaning working on it. I need to put the cap back. After looking at it and troubleshooting it, I think the problem was the distributor cap, the little BB up on top of the cap, didn't seem to function right. I think it needs a little bit of a tune-up. And, we'll be able to drive...
So you're going to do... I'm trying to get this straight. You're going to do it yourself when you get paid?
Well, I could sure use any help. I'm not a great mechanic, but from the best I can tell, this is the problems I'm having with the RV.
Okay, all right. And so you plan on trying to get out of there on Monday?
Well, I need to get it out of here today or tomorrow, or they'll tow it. And that will start a whole new set of problems.
No, it will. It will. It'll be terrible.
And I'm actively trying to get my wife back and forth to work. We both work. She works for a great nurse staffing company out of Lakewood.
How do you get her? How do you get her to work?
We take her in the truck, and she goes into her work and does her shifts, and then I pick her back up.
So wait a minute. You have a truck?
An RV.
You just said it doesn't run.
It doesn't. But normally, our life is we take her to work. She gets off work. We go back to the RV. The same thing.
So is she not working now?
So do you have an RV? What is it? Is it a cab over? What is it?
It's a '92 Chevy van conversion.
Okay.
Called 4Wind.
I got it. Okay. A Chevy van that is. Yep. And the Chevy van is stranded.
And that's not stranded. We're in the van with it. The van. We live.
No, I understand that. You live in it, right?
But the deal is, they want us out. And normally I think I could handle it. On Monday, we'd put the parts in, and I'm pretty sure it will run, because it's a good truck. It just needs some...
Well, you don't have a credit card to get the parts?
No, Tom. We're on the fringe here. That's why I really need your help, because this could really mess us up. If they towed our vehicle, we have no place to live. We're barely making it here till our next pay period. We're working hard. We're actively pursuing helping ourselves. We know that it's up to us to make it happen. But, God bless my wife, she's dogged it out now for the last week on the buses in the snow, making her shifts.
Now, do you work?
They put us a timeline where we got to get out of.
No, I know. Do you work, Jack?
Yes.
So you're both working?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
And no money at all? Zero?
No, we just find ourselves this week a little short. She didn't get a couple of shifts, and the pay period doesn't happen until the 3rd, and her Monday for us right now.
Well,
that's where we're at.
Why don't you make a list of the parts you need?
Okay.
And do you know what you need exactly?
Pretty much, yes.
And
what the people told me, yes.
And we'll see if we can get you the parts, and you can.
That would be so great. That's all I'm asking for.
We don't like giving money under certain circumstances. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, and we don't always have the money to do it. But here's the point: is that and this has nothing against you, Jack, but everyone who calls us has similar story where they just need one particular thing to get to one particular date where something changes and they can do one particular thing. And the reason they do that is because con men know that when they are looking for money, that if you give people a hopeless situation, they're less apt to donate or contribute. But if you give someone a goal, and a very specific goal, people are more apt to contribute. That's why people always say, I need it, I get paid Tuesday, or I get paid tomorrow, or I need this, or I need that. And I'm just saying it is a typical story. I'm not saying that you are lying. I'm saying that your story is typical. You're hardworking, you're trying to get this, you have a deadline. The deadline is always quick, so it makes people feel like they have to rush to help you, and then it's always the last minute. You found out, when did you have to leave? When did you find out?
They told us yesterday that they'll give us 24 hours, and then the policeman that came later, he came because the property people were called. He didn't know the two men from the parking lot owners had already talked to me. He said, well, we'll be towing everyone away tomorrow afternoon or the next day at the latest.
How far away is the parts store from you?
Very close. I've walked there before.
How much do you think the parts are going to come to?
I think maybe $150, give or take a battery if that's going to be needed, but I'll take the one I got to have it charged. It's really legit, everything I'm telling you, and we really would appreciate some help here.
Okay. All right.
Would, Tom.
All right. So you need to get a list, and you need to call that store, and you need to find out how much it's going to be, and the name of the store. And I'm going to talk to the store, and under no circumstances are they to return that stuff for cash or anything. And the only reason I'm saying that, Jack, is I don't know you from anywhere.
Enough.
All right.
Fair enough, man.
So Suzanne, why don't you coordinate that and find out? I want him to go. I want him to
Where's
call
he
that
at, by
store.
the way?
Huh?
Where is he?
What?
I'm at 88th and Wadsworth, and I know there's an O'Reilly right off of like 84th or 85th and Wadsworth right there, pretty close.
We can try to. Maybe we try to buy him through Pro Autos or.
Well, we can try to buy. We need specifically the cost and the part numbers, okay, or what you need. You need to find that out, okay, and then you can call us back. Suzanne will give you a number: 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Jim, internet scam is like saying, it's so generic. What internet scam are you calling about, Jim?
I took a survey. It said, take our short survey, get one of these great gifts worth $100 for just $10.
Yeah. Oh, so it's real. And what is? First of all, take the survey and get a gift for $10. So you know it's not going to be worth more than $10. So what is the gift?
The gift was testosterone dietary supplements.
And it's only
like nitric oxide.
And it's only $10.
It's probably free, but then
but what? It's only
$100 shipping.
But what's the there's some hook. What's the hook? You got to give them credit card or what?
Well, yes, you got to pay them. One bottle was $5.95, one was $4.95, and so you give them the credit card, right?
Right.
And they send the gift, and then
auto ship.
And then and then 2 weeks later, you get a bill for $170 out of your credit card.
Now, why do they bill you $170?
They said that I signed up for recurring shipments.
Yeah, of course, because when they talk to you, but when they talk to you, they trick you. And most credit card companies will take that off if you contest it and say you never ordered it.
Yes, and I went to Bank of America.
Yeah.
And they took it off.
Good.
And then they went to the company, okay, while they were contesting it. The company sent them some bogus website pictures that I had never seen before and that I never signed up for, that had actually a
Did it have a signature of yours?
No.
Well, just tell them you never signed up for it. But website pictures are not going to prove anything. Just tell them you never signed up for it. You have no idea what it is.
I think he probably told him that he did sign up for that $5.
If you told him that, you might have screwed yourself.
but I never signed anything. I'm sure I
now
checked
this
the
is where,
box.
listen, to Jim, it comes down to this. It comes down to whether or not your credit card company is going to go to bat for you. And if they don't, I suggest you close the account. But what I'm saying is, Jim, you may have learned a lesson, but your credit card company should listen to you and not get involved. Because if you simply want to contest the charge, that should be your right. And then let them come after you directly. I don't know what else to tell you. That's the only weapon that you have. Because if we call these people, I guarantee you, they don't give a damn about anyone, what anyone thinks of them. They don't care. So you have to work through your credit card company, and you have to be tenacious about it. Simply Floors, Inc. Think of that name if you're looking for floor coverings, and you will never get better prices for the same floor coverings and the same value. That is Simply Floors, Inc. They'll beat the big mills, the big outlets, the big exchanges. They'll beat the big boxes by 30 and 40%. They'll give you excellent service, designer services along with your purchase to coordinate your floor coverings. They have all the floor coverings, the hardwood, the laminates, luxury vinyl tile, Action Traction, which is a waterproof carpet if you want it. They have ceramic tile, natural stone. They have a showroom, 52nd and Ward. You can go there, or you can make an appointment in your home, or do both. Simply Floors, Inc. is where you sign up for your in-home appointment. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
I had an interesting deal with a credit card thing like that. You ever been to the Broncos game? You know how there's no service, right? No cell phone service. Right. Somebody had an important client, and he had ordered tickets through whatever the Broncos deal is to get tickets, right? The cell phone was so bad that he never could get the tickets in time. His client was freaking out. He had to go buy some other tickets because his client had
Check your, I'm going to email you. I got a guy who will pay for the parts. If they'll take
Third quarter, the email, the order finally goes through, and he gets the tickets electronically from Ticketmaster. He says, Ticketmaster, I'm not going to pay you. That's crazy. Well, he had to have me write a letter because they were going to charge him. They said, sorry. I mean, if you're operating in a place where you know people can't receive what you're sending them.
Right.
You ever tried to make a call outside the Broncos or get data?
No, but I heard that it was hard.
It was real.
Is it in the stadium or is it just around by it?
In the stadium, around it, there's so many people trying that. There's so much data going everywhere. And he finally got it off. It was about a $2,000 charge. It was ridiculous. We marked up anyway. I mean, how can you charge me for a game where you didn't deliver the product and the game's almost over? First quarter.
The credit card stuff like that had a $1,200 air conditioner which was $12,000 for. Oh yeah, he told me that. We thought there was just a glitch on the thing that they tried to stand on.
What do you mean tried to stand on it?
Well, we didn't do it online. We called. If you do it online, the thing, but when you call, and my dad got a little wishy-washy about it. I'm not sure if you remember something. Then they, oh yeah, they look for any reason they can.
The bottom line is the best way to handle it is I have no idea what it is, how it showed up.
I took the thing back and got a receipt for it. The only problem with that, they make you close the card.
Yeah, because they think it's stolen. But that's the one way that, unless if you swiped it, it's over.
You know, like,
I always wondered how many of those online gambling sites get stuck like that. You go on and then you lose, and you simply say, I have no idea what this is.
There's so much development in diabetes care. Every 6 months they change my medication. Trulicity is a once a week now. 1 shot a week.
Of what? Is that for
diabetes?
So you don't do insulin?
No, you just do this one thing a week. It makes you sick as hell.
What does it do?
It changes how your stomach processes stuff. It actually lets food out of your stomach slower. It changes the. It doesn't allow the
You produce more of your own insulin. It changes your stomach the way it does, and it, can't remember what the other thing it does. But you sound like you got the flu kind of, you know? It makes you sick. Yeah. Each week when you take it? Yeah, until you get used to it. It's worth it because once a week instead of, 3 shots a day.
3 shots a day is what you're doing? 4 shots.
Yeah. Don't they have ones you can side strap now and it'll constantly just do what it's supposed to do? They make it, well, just like this Troubleshooter, they make it so easy, it's a pen. You just dial it, you just push the pen, push the button, it's the needle so low you don't feel it. Have you been taking anything for your low tries? Or no, I'm sorry,
no, they're low.
Your tries, was it the ones that were too low?
They weren't too low. It's where I beat you with blood, you hold me guns.
Well, I get my new one. My new one will be better than yours. That was mine for last year.
Last year, 3 months ago.
Like I said, last year, 17.
Yeah, Tom, it'll be good if you can figure some way to do that, legal minute on the schedule, that would be.
So you're doing this just to try to beat me? Or they give you a free blood test? Why are you doing it in such a short period of time? You just did your blood test 3 months ago. 4 months ago.
You're right, I might wait.
It's just hard to get in, Tom.
Seems like it was long.
You were bragging. I remember right around Christmas.
I don't brag.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Let's talk to Chan. Chan, what's going on, sir?
Hey, Tom. It's good to talk to you. Mark.
Yes, sir.
I'm kind of a family member of the show. My father-in-law is Clint. You and I met at the eclipse that day. I'm the big guy that was at the eclipse.
What's going on?
In his family. My wife works for a facility school. She's a teacher, certified teacher. And she's been involved in 3 workman's comp claims. These kids are violent, Tom. They beat the hell out of her. And it's not just her. It's all
I just had a case like that.
So anyway, what about it?
She's got a thumb that doesn't work, a pinky that doesn't work, and a knee that doesn't work. I believe it was on the pinky. They sent her a check for like $600, saying she'd only lost so much motor function, whatever. But the word around the school is if you pursue a workman's comp claim, they will cut you loose. And I wanted to speak today in regards to the attorney to find out what our best course of action is. She's got a torn ligament in her knee, but they're telling her that it's arthritis. They won't let her get a second opinion. They won't let her go see another doctor. I'm just real confused as to what to do and how. It's a nonprofit school. Their cases are handled by an outfit called Gallagher Bassett.
Oh,
Does
they're
that make
terrible.
sense, Cliff?
Yeah, Gallagher Bassett is what's called a TPA.
What is a TPA?
Third-party administrator.
Anyway, let's get right to the problem if we can help. What's going on? What can we do?
I just need to know, do I need to call Cliff's office? Would that be the best course of action?
What is going on? You haven't told us the problem.
Oh, she got attacked and broke her thumb.
Okay, did she put in a claim?
She did.
And?
But it's still ongoing. She got attacked and kicked in the knee. Another claim. Still ongoing.
What the hell kind of school is this? What is this?
For freaking ever. It's a high school, Tom, and some of these kids are like grown men size.
Does she have 3 active claims right now?
She has, yes, sir.
And do they all has a general admission of liability been filed? Are they paying medical benefits, or are they paying any lost wages?
The only medical benefits they'll pay, Cliff, is they make her go to some half-ass doctor in a little, I didn't mean to say half-ass on the air, but they make her go to a doctor that's in like a shopping strip. It's really a terrible situation.
Well, okay, but Cliff, did they do anything wrong?
Well, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to say without really reviewing the case and the facts. I mean, they do have a right. They do have a right to pick your doctor, but you're supposed to get a list. There's a minimum of 4 authorized treating physicians. They have to initially send you a list so that you can make a selection and exercise that. If they didn't do that, then you have a right to request a change of physician, which can be huge in a comp case. as far as your other big question, they cannot terminate your wife because she filed a work comp claim. That is called retaliatory discharge, and it's illegal. It's a violation not only of the Colorado work comp law, but of federal OSHA law.
I will have Stacy call your office this afternoon when she gets off at 3.
Here's the number. It is 303-333-2222. That's 333-2222. All right, let's keep going. Bill, what's going on with you, Bill?
Yes.
What's happening?
We have a timeshare that we're trying to get out of through Timeshare Exit, and we started the process with them June 25th, 2016. We signed the contract.
All right, listen, here's what, let me explain something. There were a bunch of people that fell through the cracks during a time they were changing law firms that they use. We had taken them off the list because there were too many complaints during that time period. You fall into that time period. They assured me if we get these complaints to them, they will take care of them, and so far they have. They have either refunded or they have gone through with the process. So I can take your name and number, and Suzanne, do you still have the guy that we should send it to, right, at Timeshare Exit Team? Because they assured us they will take care of it. They dropped the ball on a ton of these, and they said to us it was while they were switching law firms. So, and that was right around that time it's happening to you. So really, I know what you're going to say. Nothing ever happened. What have you paid?
No, that's not true.
Okay, so you did get help.
We received the documents to continue with the transfer from Standard Timeshare Transfers in May of 2017. We received the documents the end of June. We returned the documents to Standard Timeshare Transfers towards the middle of...
well, where does it stand right now? What are you calling about?
So right now, they gave us a verification date of July 17th, 2017, that documents were all correct, and the whole process should have been completed within 180 days. Also...
Well, what happened, Bill?
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Are you being billed?
Well, they sent me a bill for a transfer fee of $995, which we paid also.
Who sent you that bill?
Since that time...
Who sent you that bill?
That came from Reedheim and Standard Timeshare Transfers.
So basically, you paid a total so far of how much?
Roughly $4,000.
And then that plus the $900?
No. The original fee was $3,101.
Okay, and then you sent the $900.
Then we paid them another $995 for the transfer.
Do you know what is the status at this point? Do you know?
The last they said is that within 180 days from July 17th, it should have been completed, which would have put it roughly January 15th of 2018.
And where did it stand then?
I don't know. I can't find out from them.
Why can't you find out?
Well, we've sent letters off to the person that we deal with, Samantha Hooper.
Yes.
And they just say, well, it's in the process. It hasn't been finalized yet.
Okay.
Now I'm starting to get notices from the timeshare company
saying what?
That we owe for the 2018 maintenance agreement. And, you know, I thought this would have been done by 2017.
Where was this timeshare?
It's in Waiakula, Hawaii.
And how much was the original contract, your obligation?
What through Reedheim, you mean?
No. How much was the obligation to buy that timeshare? How much are you into that?
We bought it in 2001. I think it was around $4,000 or something like that.
Did you ever use it?
No, we always traded it for another place.
Okay, so you did get some value over the years?
Yeah, in all these years.
Then you just got, what, did you get tired of paying the maintenance?
Well, yeah, that's part of the reason. Part of the reason we're getting older, and you know, we don't want our kids to be saddled with.
Well, they won't be saddled with it. They can't force it on anyone. Just so you know, and that's something that Timeshare Exit Team advertises that is incorrect. You cannot saddle people with debt. It is impossible to leave people debt if they did not sign for it, even if it's in your estate. Unless they agree to take it, no one No one can, they can't go after any one of your heirs for that debt. What they can do, technically, although they've never done it yet, a timeshare company, if they're owed money at the time of your death, they could put in a claim against the estate, and if there was money in the estate, they could be settled out of that money. However, they could never go to any of the heirs ever for deficiencies. So that's the way it is. So just to allay that fear of yours.
Okay.
But we will get you in touch. We will tell them you complained and figure out what's going on, okay? 303-713-TALK. Pro Auto Care, I highly recommend. 26 years in business now. Al Aramis at Pro Auto Care and his family run this place. His son is an ASC certified mechanic right now, working with him. And Al Aramis has a system where they notify you based on your VIN number, based on your estimated mileage and your visits with them, what you need and when you need it. It's like having a car nanny. They tell you when oil changes are due. They tell you when special service bulletins are out on your car. You never have to worry. They keep track of your car, and they keep all the service records in case you ever have to pull a record or you sell the car and people want your records. It's a great thing. Plus, in between every single service, you get roadside assistance free. So you're always covered because it lasts 36,000 miles. 303 Pro Auto, 2 locations, near Evans and I-25 and near Bowles and Santa Fe. That's 303 Pro Auto and the website 303proauto.com. They are people you can trust.
I'm going to need Art Advantage today. I'm working on some old spots. And there's a bunch of teachers that will be interested. And I can tell you she's dedicated to the very best service.
I just had a case I settled like that. Somebody who worked at the Aurora Public Schools that got punched in the face and knocked to the ground.
There's a 24/7 fix it club plan. Is it cancel? Can you cancel at any time? You know, Tom. 24 fix it. Can you?
Yes, you can cancel
at any time.
Well, I don't know. Like, for example, if it comes with something special that you just took advantage of and then quit, I don't know what would happen. But as far as I know, they don't hold you to a long-term contract.
But there's a bunch of teachers that work.
You won't find better service for better prices.
Where's their, why do they pay well? Why would they
give them a call?
Not real bad, but it's these kids are in high school.
No, I understand that, but why would you? Teachers I thought were very much.
Stacy, my daughter, she's a gym teacher and she's tough. She's had taekwondo and
why would you fear for your job? I mean, there should be jobs all around for teachers everywhere, isn't there? No?
Yeah, pretty much. I think a lot of them kind of enjoy working with those kind of kids that she does because she's a gym teacher. And they're all violent kids, and she can work most of the energy off of them. All these things that happen to her, she was a blindsided. With these kids
it's basically a prison for kids.
Yeah, it's a prison.
Well, there's one in Golders, Lookout Mountain School for Boys.
But these are all
state run. State run.
Yeah, most of these kids are from out of state. They're all gangbangers.
You know what? Every time, listen now it's Lyft. I got charged for Lyft I never used. I mean, it's just freaking amazing to me.
You sure it's not? No. Like Steph's got one? Like Stephanie's got your same card maybe or something?
No, this is wrong. I never, on that date, I did not use it.
Where did it go to and from?
Did Stephanie use it to, wait a minute, did she go to the airport? Did she
Well,
use
you don't
lift
know
to
the
the
name?
airport?
I don't remember the name. I'm gonna look it up here.
Is it that? If she could be, it could be her.
I started with B, didn't it? Or something?
Was it Gallagher Bassett is who?
No, that's the insurance company.
Oh.
Or the third-party administrator.
Oh.
They're paid to handle the claims for entities that are self-insured.
Gotcha.
Oh, wow. So they're self-insured.
Yeah.
That sucks, right? Generally.
No, only because you have to deal with a TPA. And the adjuster, it's different. An insurance adjuster is usually trying to do the sensible thing to save the company money, which is oftentimes to settle the claim, provide benefits. But Gallagher Bassett, they're getting sort of paid by the hour, almost like an attorney, and sometimes they just
Can't give that doctor the benefit of the doubt that little place is a little rat hole down at First and Knox Court. It's a little ancient shop at. And I mean, there's a marijuana.
You're supposed to get 4 doctors you can choose from.
I drove by this
And you
place.
can request that in writing. If they don't have it in writing, then you get to select somebody else.
Just like your own.
Yeah. Because they've then given up the right to select.
See what you just put out in the air is really important because they didn't know that. I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't even know what their questions are because workers' comp is so complicated.
Yeah.
There are 10 million attorneys in the city. There's probably 40 or 50 that do comp primarily. It's a pretty small number.
Suzanne, can you remind me later of those charges I didn't protest?
About 4
You know,
doctors that probably.
I'm gonna have to. You know what they make you do? They make you cancel the card if you contest charges. So we're gonna have to cancel because every fucking month we have charges. So we just get new cards every month because I'm not gonna pay them. I'm just not gonna pay them. They try to discourage you now if they cancel the card. If you contest the charge, they don't let you keep your card. You have to get a new one. Every time.
We should
So I
send
just
them
keep
to,
doing it. I'm not going to pay these charges. Well,
Okay, Griff, use it. I mean, are you sure? I don't understand why this always happens to you.
No, that lift one we used. I'm not talking about that one.
Keep my hands on myself.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Cliff Denton is with us, and an email here. By the way, Cliff Denton does workers' comp and other things as well. Very important work. It was personal injury. But you can't sue employers. But somebody wants to know, what if they're egregious? What if they literally have a dangerous situation? They know it's dangerous, and it hurts somebody, and they're really hurt. Is workers' comp the only avenue if it's egregious?
Doesn't matter. Workers' compensation is your exclusive remedy if you're injured in the course and scope of your employment. Years ago, members of the Claimants Bar, we tried to get a safe workplace initiative passed. And the insurance companies spent so much money opposing, and what that would have said is that if you have a terrible workplace, like what you're saying, Tom, you have a right to sue and tort. They threw millions and millions of dollars to defeat that.
Wow. So basically, that's it. And so
they may get fined by OSHA, but that doesn't do you any good.
No. So a bad employer is protected by workers' comp in a way.
Yes.
Even if they're intentionally letting dangerous situations go. I mean,
their fault.
Okay.
And your fault is irrelevant.
303-713-TALK. Janet, what's going on with you? Hello, Janet.
Yes, hi. Can you hear me, Tom?
Yes, I can, Janet. What's happening?
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
What's going on?
What's going on is a roofing company that I had replaced my roof. I first was introduced to them and recommended by a friend that I met at a church, and she said that they were good. And so I talked to them in June, and we did a little estimate for the roof. And then they started, I kind of was going to get some more estimates and just got busy and didn't. They started the roof in October of 17, and this was from the hailstorm of May.
Okay, so did they finish?
Well, the roof shingles are on, but they haven't finished the job, no.
Well, how much did you pay for?
Well, it's an insurance. It's my insurance company, and that was the initial check was for $14,753, which I gave them the entire thing when they started the job. And I also had some interior damage from a leak, but they didn't have to do any drywall or anything. And
so, how much? This is what I'm trying to find out. Sure. How much work did you get? How much are you behind right now? I mean, did you get $14,700 worth of work?
Yeah, the roof is done, But the issue is, what happened was they finished the interior work at beginning of February, and so I asked for an itemized statement, and the project manager, Jason, he said, well, we can't give that to you until we get the full claim, from your insurance company. And
Janet, what's the name of this company? What's the name?
Okay, Front Range Contracting, Inc.
Okay. Listen, let's make this simple. You had a contract to do a certain stuff. What was the full amount of the contract?
The total on there is $15,864.
Okay, so you basically owe them another $1,000. Is that right?
No, because that was just that, and then there was nothing in writing.
I'm asking for your total. Okay, so your total contract is for $15,800. You've paid him $14,700, basically, in rough numbers, right?
Well, but this didn't include the interior, and they didn't have anything in writing with me with the interior.
Okay, but as far as the exterior, did they finish it? Did they finish anything right now?
No, it's not complete. The only thing that they finished were the shingles. I still need gutters and everything.
Okay. When are they going to finish?
Well, here's why I'm calling, and here's why I feel like I need an attorney and a consumer advocate to help me.
Why?
I'm a pediatric therapist, and roofing is way far from what I know and do.
So tell me what the problem is right now. Do you fear they're not going to finish?
No, absolutely not. I asked them for an itemized statement when the interior work was done in February.
Just hold on, Janet.
So
I'm trying to
me,
Suzanne, I'm not hearing the problem
check
yet.
Your email. It looks like they're threatening a lien of over $18,000.
For what? This is what I'm not hearing. I'm trying to get straight communication.
For an outstanding balance.
Okay.
The amount of the debt owed to FRC is the outstanding balance of $18,900 plus.
So you've already, they're somehow saying, this is what I'm trying to find out, that you've paid them $14,700 in total so far. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, and they're saying you owe them another 18, right?
Almost 19,000.
Okay, so take 19 and 15 already paid. This is what I'm trying to get at. So they're saying that you owe them a lot of money, basically. Okay.
In addition.
Okay. But this is so hard.
But that's not true at all.
So $34,000 they're claiming is the total job.
33,669.67 is what I came up with when I added the two together.
Okay. So did they do $34,000 worth of work?
Absolutely not.
Well, then why are they billing you for it?
They got mad at me. The project manager got upset with me when I asked for an itemized statement.
Well, I don't care about. Here's what I care about. You're so hung up on an itemized statement. I don't care about that. What I care about is, did you get value? That's what I care about. Value.
No.
What was the roof? If anybody else came to do that roof, what would they charge? And did you get the roof? That's what I want to know. And then I want to know, what else did you not get? We have to add up everything they did. And I can see why you want the itemized bill. They're saying the roof was $13,000, period. That's what the roof was. $13,047. All right? That was the roof, according to their invoice. I don't know why you didn't see that. You see that they did the roof and they said it was $13,000, right?
No, they said that on the contract it was $15,864. I gave them the money. Then they gave me, when I asked for the itemized statement, they gave me an invoice for $27,800, and they subtracted the $14,700 and said that I owed a balance of $13,000. And so when I questioned that, I said,
all right, Janet, here's the deal. All right, here's the best way to handle this. I'm really serious. We'll call them for you and try to get through it. Okay, we will call them for you and try to make sense of this. But here's what we need to know. Okay, we need to know, first of all, what was your total insurance settlement? What did your insurance grant you in this claim total? What did they grant you?
The claim is not closed yet.
Okay, so why your insurance is going to pay this eventually, right?
They're not going to pay $33,000.
Why?
No, the insurance is not going to pay $33,000.
Why?
The insurance company asked them for a letter of intent, the contract, and an item statement.
Good, and they won't supply it.
They wrote up a letter of intent, and the amount that they said is currently completed is $25,305. They just sent this on the 27th, so day before yesterday. That's when they finally sent this. Okay, so my insurance company has not gotten back to me, but what this company has done to me
is screwed you basically. They're just here's what they're doing. What most companies do.
They got a lawyer, and
and you're probably going to lose, Janet, because you didn't document properly. Okay,
I have everything documented.
Well, I asked you for that, so I don't see what documentation she has. Suzanne, what am I missing? They did some work and they didn't do other. They owe, she's saying they say that she owes another 18 grand. What documentation does she have? I have their documentation. What does she have?
Did you get my email?
Yeah,
I sent you the intent letter of the lien
letter.
That's
their documentation. What's her documentation? What's her documentation?
I don't know. She sent me like 10 emails, but I don't see anything with her stuff in here.
Okay.
I just see.
All right. So let's call the company and just get through. I want to let Deputy Clint call them. This is getting ridiculous. This is what happens when a friend of a friend has somebody who knows how to do this. This is why you don't go to Front Range Contracting and just hope everything goes well. What you do is you ferret out these contractors and you make sure you get honest people. That is what the referral list is all about. We play cleanup. That's what we do here. Not for our referral list. We play cleanup 90% of our time for Angie's List, Home Advisor, and all the other teams and all the other lists. We have to sit here and play cleanup because people don't know how to select contractors. And then they come crying. First of all, you should have never given them the 14 grand up front without some kind of an explanation. 303-713-TALK.
Jesus Christ, when are people going to learn? God Almighty, it happens over and over and over.
She didn't send it?
The debt owed on the balance is $18,000.
A little bit of delay on southbound I-25 downtown, south by 70, westbound I-270, south
They're saying she owes 18 grand. Okay? And she says she has everything documented. She doesn't have one fucking piece of documentation. What's documentation? What's documented? When people say that, what do they mean?
630 K-How.
This report is brought to you by Carrabba's. Now there's more to love at Carrabba's, with bigger portions of the Italian classic you love. And for a limited time, order Carrabba's signature favorites and take home free lasagna for tomorrow's dinner. Hurry, offer ends March 23rd.
I don't even understand this.
Today is the day you break the stranglehold of addiction. You and your family.
They're going to do, so their roofing thing here is $15,000.
Using alcohol, prescription drugs, hard illegal
Plus,
drugs, or
they have another, then they have $13,000. No, the roof is.
There's help. Call the Raleigh House today. They've established.
Let's see. Let me look, sir.
Look and see if you can even make sense of it. I can't even make sense of what they're writing.
That's 720.
Front Range Contractor.
The Raleigh House
Insurance authorization form.
Program located here in Colorado. You'll speak to someone local about different
Outstanding balance of $18,000.
Space treatments designed to help reduce substance abuse. No more excuses, no more
Outstanding balance, which is owed to my client.
Health insurance covers
Front Range Contracting, 719, they're up north.
The Raleigh House, 720-893-5559. Call today.
If your car shopping,
It is my
always
understanding
returns like
that you
MSRP, invoice, list price, or dealer price. What do they mean, though? It's enough to confuse anybody. Hey, I'm Robin Hart, introducing True Price from True Car. It's a price that actually does mean something because
So I understand
that
this.
you'll pay for the car that you
That's
want.
easy. I mean, that's
accessories. Best of all, you'll know if you're
lien
True Price
intent.
competitive. Because True Car shows
And then this says we are sending you this.
So when you're ready to buy a new or used car, visit True Car to enjoy a more confident
The line items that we are
saved a lot for retirement.
exempt from
Pretty good. But without some advanced, comprehensive planning,
due to either not complete
expense in retirement.
from us or handled by the insured directly as per our estimate.
Every Saturday here on 630 KHOW, as a comprehensive retirement planner and
Here, Allstate
my background
Insurance.
as a CPA, having practiced in taxes for more than 20 years here in Colorado, I'm always keeping an eye on taxes when
I don't
you're putting
understand what
together
that is.
your retirement plan. There may be ways to save significant amounts on taxes if you know what you're doing. Why pay more than your fair share in taxes during retirement if you don't have to? Call me,
I don't know,
Linda
man.
Gardner, to schedule your
Did you only get these 3 things, or are you looking at more than I am?
Don't let taxes derail your retirement. You can call right now.
No, I'm just looking at those. What do they say? I mean, there's not much there.
There's nothing here, really. It just says they owe the money.
Or reach out
I'm gonna document why she owes it.
yourretirement.com.
Let's see here. Solar removed.
Much more than just a rate. Only Quicken Loans has earned 12 JD Power.
Ice and water.
No other lender comes close.
Is this a,
satisfaction. And we invented Rocket Mortgage. It gives our clients a simpler, hassle-free way to get a mortgage completely online in minutes. No one else has anything like it. And our people, each one of our 17,000 plus team members throughout Detroit, Cleveland, and Phoenix provides absolute client satisfaction each and every day. So why would you go anywhere else to get your mortgage? Go to America's #1 online lender. If working with America's #1 online lender matters to you, call Quicken Loans today at 800.
I gotta head out in a bit, but why don't you come and see if we can work that concept out? And then,
Mark will work on it. We'll get it.
you know, when she texts me with a call, just also call me. And is there always, the other thing is
Tax time means you might be.
if you can give me, if she can text me all the potential numbers it can come from, and I can enter them all with Tom Martino show, that pops up and
Every hour at 5 after the hour. Weekdays 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. on 630 KO. Brought to you by the Hall Company. If you want a brand new custom home, you need the Hall Company. Whether you want a 15.
I'm going to do Art of Granite coming out, so I want to
This is not option. You didn't send me the orders, so I can print it out.
What?
All this stuff. The fucking junk. I think she got mad because.
What do you think happened here? What's?
Well, the big thing is the guy wants. I think he's trying to.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Let's talk about Art of Granite. Direct stone importers for granite, quartz, and other natural stone. They also do other solid surface counters. And here's the deal. They charge only wholesale. They don't mark it up. The material is wholesale to you. You can buy it directly from Art of Granite or go anywhere else on their wholesale account. They charge for fabrication and installation. Even the tear out and haul away is free. And the bathroom is free when you have the kitchen done. You can get prices on the phone. Just give them a call. Give them some measurements, send them a photo, and you get a price, and that price is pretty darn close. Of course, then you go to Golden if you like that price, their showroom in Golden, and pick out the countertop material, the custom edges, the sinks, and if you want cabinets, you get those direct from the manufacturer with a small markup. And then everything can be done from that point on in 1 to 4 weeks. ArtofGranite.net, serving the entire Front Range and mountain communities, open 6 days a week, closed on Sunday. You can check them out on Facebook, Art of Granite Golden, or give them a call and get your price today, 303-386-5919. That's 303-386-5919, artofgranite.net. So, we have this complicated roofing issue. Mark, did you look at it? I mean, there's not much documentation there.
No, I mean...
So I don't understand what she means, everything is documented. They're documented. She has no counter documentation.
What I don't understand is, why does she owe more money?
I don't...
Why isn't the insurance company paying it?
I know, and they should, Front Range Contracting should tell us why there is more money owed. Okay, we have another one. If someone is making a bank deposit for their employer, Cliff Enton, attorney at law, does personal injury and workers' comp. If somebody's making a bank deposit for their boss, and are they covered if an injury happens?
Absolutely.
What if they get in an auto accident and they want to use auto insurance, or is it also a workers' comp? Can you collect from both?
Well, you mean if they're in the course and scope of their employment,
they're in their car, they're driving home, and they make a deposit on the way. That's part of their job, or they just do it. They can argue that that's part of their job, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Now they're in an accident. Does workers' comp pay and the insurance companies?
Yes.
So they can double collect?
Well, not really, because to the extent that work comp pays benefits, medical benefits, lost wages, work comp has a subrogation interest to get their money back from the third party. But you can get pain and suffering because pain and suffering is not part of your work comp settlement.
So if somebody hit you, you can go after them for pain and suffering even though it's a work comp claim.
Right.
There's a third party to go after.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's another thing, and we can get into that later. What is the scope of employment? What exactly is it? Like, let's talk about that, because it's sometimes confusing. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-TALK. If you're looking for replacement windows, K&H.
Isn't that the contract right here?
I don't know.
Well, here. I mean, it's not much to it.
That's what I'd say. It isn't even a valid contract.
Window company on my referral list at referrallist.com. Windows, doors, and siding. Their website is khwindows.com. That's khwindows.com. They're designed for both beauty and energy efficiency. Nothing improves a home like these windows, and you won't find a company when it comes to
it doesn't even. What does it say for the roof there?
19,310. Owens Corning Storm Shield. Ventilation is turtle, ice and water, sheathing, 2x4 heat, white color.
Does it include the gutters?
Let's see, storm. I don't see anything about gutters.
Does she have solar on there?
She looks like she had solar removed. Gutters right here. Look, gutters.
But it doesn't divide it up, right? Put everything all together on that. And there's no interior work, right?
I don't see anything interior. But I mean, they're saying everything they're going to do, and then they're giving a price right here: $15,864.38.
What's that? Page 12.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. $19,310.
So they.
I don't know.
You bring up page 12.
That's it. That's all she said. What do you mean? I don't think that says page 12. I think it's P612.
That's a C? Oh, you're right.
P612. Okay. I don't know what that means, though. But she signed this. I mean, what did she say, though?
Well, she got a lien on it for another 18 grand.
How much did she give them?
14, whatever the insurance check. She signed the insurance.
So why isn't the insurance paying the difference?
Because they wanted an itemized thing of what they all want.
And so, why won't they give them an itemized?
They're here. She said they get mad at her and stuff and says, we're not going to give you any itemized till the insurance pays us.
Something's different though.
Yeah, because I think all of us are pretty ignorant of workman's comp and stuff and what it does. I mean, I never would have thought that pain and suffering is a third party.
No. You know how work comp was invented? It actually dates back to pirate days. Blackbeard the pirate, back in the 1700s, the pirates all got together and said, you know, a lot of our people, they're losing hands and legs and feet.
You're kidding.
No, I'm dead serious. And
that's a great story.
And we need to compensate our pirate workers. And so they came up with a schedule of injuries. If you lost a finger, you get so many
bullshit.
So, not according, you know, I heard it from the judge.
That's folklore.
That's a great story.
No, apparently there's a place in New York that has a list from pirate days of what different injuries were worth. And that really is the origin of
what happens
of scheduled injuries.
Once they lose that hand, they put the hook on it, then they try to scratch their eye, they take the fucking eye out.
No, I believe
and
it's
they
true.
have the patch over the eye.
Judge DiMarino down at the Division of Work Comp always tells that story.
Really?
He went to some museum in New York and he had this thing up there. You would get so many pieces of gold or pieces of silver.
I'll give you a little more rum.
Because it was dangerous being a pirate, right?
I would assume.
Horrible.
I would assume.
So they're always plundering and pillaging.
That was the benefits.
Yes, honey.
Wasn't the danger.
Love.
But that's true. Hey, you lost your hand, and of course, the skill of being a pirate. We're going to
What do
give
you
you the
feel
same
terrible
pieces of
about?
silver.
I don't understand.
So did they do this all since inflation?
Well, honey, that's a great question. Because I took it to the every year. 20-something in Florida. I was in,
that's really
honey,
the unfair thing about Colorado Work Comp law.
I took it
is
in
that you have
Florida,
a 20%
and it was 20-something. I
impairment
wanted
to
to
your
make
arm.
sure that guy was
It's
not
worth about
overcharging me.
maybe $12,000.
Honey, you didn't hear what I said. I wanted to make sure that I had a receipt for $20. I did not put it together that you also used it. So I wanted to make sure the guy that drove me in Florida did not put in $50 when it was $20. That's why. Now, that's all. I just needed to be reminded.
And it's based on a formula
Don't
that
worry
takes
about
into
it.
account your
Jesus,
age and wage rate.
sometimes I just have to be reminded. Like the money I regis, I just forget.
You get $600 for every 1%, whether you're making $1 million a year or $5.
Oh, okay.
This is
It's really
it does say
and
this is
usually, sometimes for uneducated people,
Yes,
they
you understand.
the
Yeah, of course I do.
your hands or your walk, your legs.
Why do you say that?
More devastating than a back or a neck.
Yeah.
Honey.
Sure enough, it was
You are
pirates.
taking that. You are
Is that right?
all wrong.
Sure. Well, according to this, they
That's
would
a
say
great story.
if you lose one arm, you know what's weird is if you lose back then, if you lost your sword fighting arm, they pay you more than if you lost your left arm if you were a righty. If you lost both, you would think they would give you both, but they'd actually give you more than both because now you have no arms. So if they do it in a certain weight of gold.
It's like a pirate union.
Sure it is. They said a pirate ship was like a democracy back then. The bounties were split pretty much evenly.
Of course.
Really? The captain, I'm sure.
It's great.
The ship's captain was more or less the elected official.
That's a great story. That's a good story.
Yeah, but that's what happened. I'm back. Look, hit your eye.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show this hour, brought to you by Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. We got all kinds of things happening this hour. We're talking about workers' compensation and other things. All you have to do is give us a call, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I thought I'd be able to go a whole show without hearing about a contractor dispute. It's like every single day. Either they pay money up front and get nothing, they pay money up front and get a partial job, they pay money up front and get a lousy job, or they get billed more than they thought, or they have some of it on paper, some of it not. It's just ridiculous. It is getting ridiculous. And we at referrallist.com, in our Troubleshooter network, we play cleanup for everyone else. It's almost like we're their customer service department. We have to help people who make dumb mistakes. I'm telling you, you know, it's really amazing to me how many people trust people who they don't even know. They meet them the first time and hand them 15 grand. It's just amazing to me. I'm not saying you should never pay money up front. There are ways of paying and protecting yourself, okay? I'm not saying that. But you have to check people out, or at least let us do it for you. Now, we have Ideal Home Loans, Brent Ivinson, talking about the Fed's raising rates. Uh-oh. What's going on, Brent?
Well, Tom, you know, they did just recently last week, and they've made it known they want to continue to do this through the end of the year several more times. So I get the question all the time, who's impacted by this? Well, it's really simple. If you have an adjustable rate mortgage right now, you are going to be impacted by this move. If you have a home equity line of credit, you will also be impacted by these moves. And if you have credit card debt, you will also be impacted. Now, you know, they typically hike between 25 and 50 basis points every time they do this. So you could potentially be seeing another 1.5 interest rate added to your adjustable rate loans between now and the end of the year. So it could get very expensive very, very quickly.
And mortgage rates?
Mortgage rates still in the mid-4s and holding on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. So still a great opportunity to fix in your payment and not have to worry about it.
And if you do, and you do refinance the variables, even the credit cards, with the money you save, you can pay that part off quicker, so you're not in debt longer. It's better. And Brent Ivinson at Ideal Home Loans, the whole team can teach you and show you how to do it. That's why I say Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan, 303-867-7000, or idealhomeloans.com. And whenever I talk about Ideal and I talk about refi, I also talk about purchase money, because they do purchase money, meaning that you use it to buy a home. Think Frank Duran if you're looking for a home. Think Frank Duran if you're looking to sell a home. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. No one is better. Everyone in our office has used him, or has asked him questions, or uses his expertise. And you will think you're his only customer. The things we get, the reviews we get on him are incredible. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. He never holds you to a long-term contract. Okay, let's keep going. Alvin's been waiting such a long time. I got to take him. So, Alvin, what's happening?
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Good, man. What's happening?
Hey, Tom, so I've got a question. I have a friend, and she just found out, like, last night that her daughter's now 12, and I guess she used to be married. When she was married, she found out her ex and her daughter told him last night that he raped her when she was around 6 or 7.
Wait a minute. This girl remembered this, and she was clear about it, that she was raped?
Yeah, well, she told her friend, and at school they was talking about something, and she brought it up to her friend. And her friend said, "You better tell your mom and your dad tonight." So she came home and she told her mom. Well, she texted her mom first, and her mom was like, "Are you kidding me?" And then they, sat down and talked about it. And she said, "Yeah." She told her what happened, that he had her clothes off and that he was trying to penetrate it. And then I guess today when she was talking about it to her mom, her parents, they were talking about her older sister was over there, and she got 2 daughters that's young, and then and then the sister thought about it and said, "Well, what if she touched one of my daughters, because you guys stayed at my house for a while?" So she questioned the 2 daughters of the sister, and one of the daughters said, "Yeah, he rubbed up."
Okay, so now they have 2 girls saying something happened. Okay, right. And where is this guy now?
Okay, he's in Kansas, but this happened with the rape happened in Texas, which they don't have a statute of limitation, I think. And then the daughter lives here in Lakewood. The other girl lives here in Lakewood. The sister, 2 girls.
All right.
And they filed a police report. And she said they filed a report, but they said they have to send it back to Texas because Texas don't have a statute of limitation, since that's where it happened.
Well, there's no statute of limitations on any crime that I know of. None. No, I mean, whoever said a statute of limitations, there might be a statute after it's discovered, but I don't think there's a statute of limitations at all. I mean, look at the Catholic.
I think there is on crimes. Yeah.
I thought she said they canceled the cops over there.
Is Joe Lazaro around?
I can check.
Try to check with Joe Lazaro or someone if you can't get him. Hold on a second. We'll figure this out.
Well, it makes me... I'll tell you why I bring that up was... who was the comedian, the black guy that was given Bill Cosby. They couldn't go after him for most of those rapes because it's been too long, even though the women were coming forward left and right.
I think if someone is a minor, there must be something, because...
I don't know.
Okay, we'll find out. I don't know. I actually don't know. I just have a feeling. Blake.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I just wanted to maybe talk to that attorney that you have there.
He stepped out, but we can get him in a heartbeat, and just ask, and we have other experts as well. What is your question?
Well, I think I'm getting, I'm not getting treated very well by my PI attorney now, and I wanted to see if you can...
Well, what's going on? Tell me what's going on with your PI attorney.
Well, my wife and I were injured in a car accident about 2 years ago.
Yes.
And we got rear-ended by a tow truck, and the guy didn't have valid insurance. He didn't have a valid driver's license.
Okay.
We were both, we both were diagnosed with concussions, and my wife's been going to an ophthalmologist for prism glasses. And
how long ago? How long ago did it happen, Blake?
It'll be 2 years next month.
Okay, and you went to an attorney how long after the accident?
Maybe 3 weeks.
Okay, and why do you feel you're not being handled properly?
Well, I've only talked to him twice on the phone. We don't get any correspondence in the mail.
I understand lack of communication is a big deal. What is if you had to classify your injuries, as catastrophic would be 10 and minor would be 1, where are you?
I don't know.
Do you work? Are you prevented from working?
Yeah, I haven't been released to go back to work. I have I have a blown disc in my back, and now I've got the stuff going down my legs.
And how much were your total doctor bills? Yours?
Well, I don't know. We both had $25,000 med pay, and I think we've already exhausted that because a lot of our doctors have been released us without payment.
Well, what's the nature of your wife's injuries?
She has TBI and cognitive problems because she got her head hit the windshield.
What's the name of the law firm you went to?
I'd rather not say.
And can you tell me why? Because if they're on my referral list, I insist I know.
Oh, I don't think he is.
Then why would you rather not say?
Well, I mean, that's just it. I don't know if he's not doing a good job or not.
Well, if you've only talked to him twice,
yeah,
he's doing a terrible job.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you should get a second opinion, but you're coming up on some deadlines that you got to get some action.
Right.
Did they file a lawsuit?
I mean, I wanted to know, because I've talked to other people.
Is it a big law firm? Let's play. Is it bigger than a breadbasket? Is it a big law firm?
No.
Okay. Is it a
sole? One of those guys you see on TV all the time.
It is one of the guys?
It is not.
Oh, okay. And how did you find the attorney?
Through church.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. And was he a member of the church or just someone used him?
No, he was a member. He is a member.
Did you ever talk to him? Off the right? I mean, like at church, say, hey, what's going on?
No.
Okay.
I haven't. And it's to the point now where when I call him, I mean, he's very short, and it's just, I feel like
Blake, he's doing a bad job, okay?
Yeah.
Even if he is communicating with the other company and doing something, by you feeling this way, he's doing a bad job.
Right.
We would never get a call from John Fuller's clients feeling this way, ever. Or Cliff Enton. We wouldn't get calls. Or anybody else on our list. We wouldn't. They're good people.
Well, I mean, is it something you can do? Can you leave an attorney?
Well, here's the deal. You have a fee agreement that says if you leave, they convert to hourly and they put a lien on the case unless you can prove they're not doing anything. What I would do right now is I would demand in writing an itemized time statement for their time because you're considering going to another attorney. And you want to know, would they release you without charge? And if not, you want an itemized statement of every minute they spent on the case, and you want it within 3 days. And, Blake, you're going to have to start playing hardball.
Yeah.
Or you're going to lose all your rights.
Yeah, that's what everyone tells me.
Yep. You just
I
don't feel like it. You don't want to? Is he a nice guy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's just it. I don't know, because one of the physiatrists that my wife goes to, he said, I know you guys feel like you're not doing anything, but they really don't start to roll up their sleeves until all the doctors have submitted their findings.
Well, that's not true at all.
No.
Nope. Okay. Not true at all. So, you know what, Blake? I don't. What else can I do for you? I've answered some questions. Do you need anything else?
No, I appreciate it.
I mean, I think you need to say. Here's what you need to say. I feel that due to a lack of communication, I may want to switch attorneys. Okay? You may or may not be doing a good job. How would I know? Okay, that's what you say. And then you say, and if I want to go to another attorney, will you release me with no obligation to you? And if not, then I demand a full timesheet for every minute you've spent on this case and what you did for it. You make him accountable. And then let us know. We're trying to get a hold of our criminal defense attorney to find out about this.
In Texas, there is no limit if it's against a child.
So they need to report it, Tom.
Well, they got to report it no matter what. So, Alvin, did they report this rape and this other molestation? Did they report it?
Well, they reported because she's in Kansas now. They reported it in Kansas.
Where did this happen? Hold on. Where did it happen?
it happened. The rape happened in Texas.
That's where. That's what. They have jurisdiction in Texas, Alvin. Is the guy living in Texas?
He's living in Kansas right now.
Wait, is she still going out with the guy?
No, she broke up with him, but she's seen him. I guess her daughter's her daughter's dad seen him in the store like a week ago, so they know he's in Kansas. And
did he follow them there? What a coincidence! Did he follow them there, or did he move with them?
I think they were still together when they moved there, and then they split up. She divorced him, and she stayed there, and then her mom lives there. And then the touching of the girl, she lives here in Colorado.
All right. Well,
the other sister girl.
Well, you know what? Any police officer will tell you where it needs to be filed. When you called Kansas authorities, what did they say?
They came out, took a report, and then they told her that they have a statute of limitation in Kansas, but since it happened in Texas,
well, I doubt there's. Hold on. A statute of limitations, but when does it start tolling? That's the question. See, they may have a statute.
I'll look up Kansas, but they're all different. I mean, like Arkansas, once the victim turns 26, it's over. So, I mean, everybody's different, every single state.
So, let's look up. I mean, this is weird. But I don't even know if you arrest him in Kansas for something that took place in Texas. We got to figure that out. 303-713-8255. The Raleigh House is a premier treatment center for addiction, and I say premier, meaning they really have a great program, and they have multiple locations here in Denver. Now, you don't often hear me talk about the program itself, but it's a 90-day program, and it has a high success rate, and the people are very dedicated and loving. Many of them are recovering addicts. And they have stories to tell, and they are very encouraging. What I like about the Raleigh House is this informational line they set up for people who have addicts in their life. They figure when you know there's an addict in your life, you have questions. All kinds of questions. Like, what about treatment? What do you guys do? What do the other people do? Are there free programs? Do you have scholarships? What does it cost? Does insurance cover it? What modalities do you use? What health care? What psychological care? What spiritual nurturing? What, when, where, how? How do I know there's an addiction? What signs do I look for? All of these can be asked on this line. There are no holds barred. Give them a call. It's private. It's confidential. It's complimentary. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559. Please, please call if you have an addict in your life, because nothing changes without someone taking some action.
This report is brought to you by...
What was the relationship of that Alvin?
I don't know. He's afraid of the mom, I think.
He's here, she's in Kansas.
He lives here. I know that guy. I've heard.
Kansas, it says.
I think with a child, 10 years ago, I've seen most of them.
Kansas has a statute of limitations for some of its felony sex crimes. For example, indecent liberties with a child.
Like say, would a state arrest them if it didn't happen in that state?
I don't think they have jurisdiction.
Right, that's what I would assume.
I mean, they can't even give a speeding ticket to a guy in a different state. I speed in Colorado. Texas can't give me a fucking speeding ticket, right? How are they going to arrest a guy?
Right, how they arrest them. I mean, it's in the dog.
I'm saying if the crime is in one place.
No, you're right.
Arkansas is a liberal.
Maybe the dog.
In Arkansas, long as if you were raped by Bill Clinton, the statute of limitations is 3 days. You have 3 days to report it to Hillary directly.
Education for over 15 years. will be in the Denver area sharing this unique.
And then they say that
Did
because
you
of his own law.
Did you know Jimless is doing Chapter 11 as well?
I didn't read that. No.
Jimless Media.
Investing in apartments requires little money down and low risk. If trained
In Texas,
Remember
it's
the
illegal
gal
to
that I
not.
sent you her number because
To
her
rape
daughter
your
was
kid.
drug addicted and you tried calling her a few times, no call back, da 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 da. Remember that? I sent you the email.
Which one was it?
It was the lady I emailed you about. You were gonna call. You did. You called her a few times.
Yes.
And then so
Yes.
then you threw it out on the air a few times.
Yes.
So now she's back on. She's on line 3. Can't afford the Raleigh house. Wants to save her daughter.
Do you know where, shoot, what's Cliff does that?
Hawaii was a weird one too.
He's workman's comp, where that started from?
Or what started from?
Workman's comp?
Where did it start?
Come on, Pirates.
I don't even get it.
Come on, Mark, tell her.
What is it? What is it?
Where did Workman's comps first start from?
Oh, Pirates. No, wow.
Am I supposed to laugh? Is that a joke?
No.
It really started from
Why do
Pirates.
you think everything's a joke? Don't you think we're
So
serious
what?
at times?
Do they have anything to say?
No.
Song and a dance.
Oh, well, she needs to get out of the middle of this and just let Allstate and this roofing company handle it.
Did you call
Is she trying to get? Is she trying to pocket some of the money?
Yeah, I know.
She didn't like the way it went with Tom. Yeah.
It's a lean thing that got her going.
Needed a too.
Tell me what's happening.
He said, I was so much nicer.
Kurt, she said, what you're saying. No, I was looking at this story about Kurt. It was Kurt's
She's scared to death because she got an intent to lean.
Right. But why do you mean she should get out of the way with them?
Allstate,
You don't think they're crooks?
Allstate?
No.
Oh, they may be, but Allstate and them are supposed to be sitting down and getting an itemization so they know what the hell is
They
it.
will.
I know, and she knows
They
that
will.
happen.
They will.
Well, they have to.
No, I mean, are they getting together?
Yes, they're supposed to get together.
Okay.
No, the roofing company I haven't talked to, but Allstate, did call them.
And and they say that's happening.
Allstate is waiting for an itemization from this roofing company to find out what the heck something's about.
Did you know that the eye patch was only invented?
And I think this roofing company got frustrated with her, and Allstate's frustrated with her.
Just like a bow tie. Just as a peril. I tell you what,
Take it and put it over in the other eye.
oh man,
I want to be a pirate.
he wears an eye patch. You know, fucked up, you would you lose your sense of distance.
I have an eye patch.
Do you know why they wore an eye patch?
Of course,
Fashion
because
statement.
the hook that's on their hand, they go to itch their eye and they take their eye out.
No, there was actually a reason they wore an eye patch.
Because dust kept on getting in their hole.
No, it was a different reason. There was actually a real...
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. 303-713-TALK. Golden Orchard is a premier retirement place. It's wonderful, and they have assisted living. They have some centers that are made for memory care and Alzheimer's, and they have a few vacancies. It's run by Farrell Johnston. She just lost her husband. She and her husband built these specifically for assisted living facilities. Our sympathies go out to Farrell. They have such a beautiful facility. They've been caring for seniors since '95. If you want a place that will just charge one amount for rent, between $4,000 and $5,000, and then you get everything, all the meals, activities, snacks, you get beautiful landscaped yards, spacious bathrooms, patios, you get a private room or semi-private. You can go with a couple or go alone. You can use your furniture or theirs. They have pets in some homes. So call them. 303-795-0784. It's a wonderful facility. 3 locations. 303-795-0784. GoldenOrchard.com. All right. Now, I know a lot of people are... Jim, you held earlier. And what's going on, Jim?
Hey, Tom, I just wanted to thank you.
What happened, man?
I had a problem with Sprint a couple months ago.
What was the problem, Jim? Refresh my memory.
I have where I live, I get limited cell phone service.
Yes.
They promised me they could get me cell phone
right,
service.
I remember, yeah.
I got new phones. They sent me 5 new devices and then said they couldn't help me, and I and told me that I owed him $1,200, and you got that taken care of. I appreciate that.
Well, Jim, thank you for letting us know, because we always, and really, you took the time to wait to tell us that. Thanks, Jim, and I hope you become a listener of the Troubleshooter Show. Okay, Pat, what's going on? Hi,
Hello?
Pat. Hi, what's going on, Pat?
Hi, I was just calling. I'm Natasha Mitchell's grandmother.
I want to explain who Natasha is. Natasha and her husband hired a guy, and he's on our sleep brigade. Yeah, Johnston Home Improvements. Or so Jim, is it Jim?
Jim Johnson.
Yeah, and hired him to remove asbestos. He scraped it off the top, used no protection, put it in garbage bags, threw it in a public dumpster, told the family they could go back home, endangering their lives. There was a bunch of contamination. Is the guy getting arrested or not?
You know, the EPA, Clint actually dug into this pretty good. Go ahead, Clint.
Clint?
The EPA has taken it on. A guy by the name of Curtis over there is really digging into it, and he's
Good.
the enforcer.
Because we want to get this guy arrested. Plus, he claimed he was owed money. So, Pat, what's going on?
Well, I'm just calling today. You know, Natasha and them have to throw everything out of their house away.
Right. It's going to cost them over $30,000.
Right. And I was just wondering if we could get you to help us to maybe get, like, American Furniture or some of them to donate some furniture, mattress, box springs. They just bought 2 brand new couches from American Furniture. Now they have to be thrown out. The refrigerator's gone.
Have they tried homeowners insurance? Because this was done by a perpetrator. This is not their fault. I'm wondering if there's homeowners insurance might cover this.
Or if he's got any insurance.
Yeah, but he's not talking, is he, this bum?
No.
No, still haven't heard from him.
Is his number still operating? I wonder.
I highly doubt it, but it's possible.
Sleaze Brigade.
no idea.
Hey, Suzanne, or somebody, can you go to sleazebrigade.com and call that Johnson, that Jim Johnson?
Where would they even put the stuff right now?
Yeah, because the place has to be cleaned out.
Well, they're going to start on it on Monday, the cleaning up. So however long that takes them, and then they'll be moving back into their house. So we would want at least, you know, if they're going to donate something, if we could get it like in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, so the house is cleaned out before it's brought home.
I mean, we might have listeners that would donate some furniture and stuff. I don't think we're going to get.
I don't know if we'll get stores to donate stuff, but we can try. We could ask. And
yeah, that would help.
And if people, what if people have slightly used stuff they want to donate?
That's what I was going to say.
There are a lot of people who have beautiful furniture, and they don't feel like selling it. They just want people to come and get it. Really, I've seen that happen all the time.
That would work as long as it's in nice condition.
Of course it is. Of course, you don't want people's garbage. I understand that completely.
Yeah.
Why don't we just, Pat, make sure we have your information to get back to you. Now, now, Pat, did Channel 7 do a story on this?
They did. And it was aired.
Did it help? Did anybody catch the guy? Is the guy... Oh, Jim Johnson is on? Oh, my gosh. This is Jim Johnson? Sir, are you there?
I am here.
Good. I'm really happy you're on. You've obviously heard about this case with Natasha and her family, right? And Channel 7 did a story on it?
Yes, sir.
So where do you stand on that and the asbestos removal and abatement and disposal?
Okay, well, I was called by her to come into the house, and they have already started the remodeling process.
Yes.
They had some ceilings already partially scratched off, and they had the pantry all tore out. The cabinets were down, and she called me and wanted to know if I would finish scraping the ceiling. It was too hard for her dad to do.
Did she tell you it was asbestos?
I asked her about it, and she said that they tested one of the other rooms in the house, and it came back positive. And I said, well, I'm going to treat this room as such.
Okay.
And I did. And I followed it. I did the 6-mil Visqueen. I did everything I'm supposed to do.
Wait a minute. Did you do the soaking of it before scrape?
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir, absolutely.
But she said you went in there on a... Hold on, Jim, I'm just asking because this is what she said. She said you went in on a Friday morning, and they went... You told them they could go home Friday night.
No, I never did tell them they can go back. I told her I was done Friday afternoon.
But how could you be? You got to soak the stuff for 24 hours.
I soaked it down until the paper on the sheetrock was wet. And we only had about a half a bag worth of waste because they had some of it already done. We just cleaned the walls all the way around, covered the floors, wore our jumpsuits, our coveralls. We did everything we're supposed to. We had our masks. I had a shop vac.
Are you licensed?
Did you get a permit and all this? Because the paperwork alone takes a week. I don't understand. You're licensed for asbestos abatement.
No, I am not a licensed. I told her that. I told her I was not licensed. She goes, I understand. I've had 3 other guys come in.
Well, at least you're talking about it, which
$6,000 to do it.
I'm amazed that you're talking about it. I mean, but taking that on was illegal because you didn't do it. You didn't. The whole house is supposed to be tented. I mean, you do understand.
I wasn't aware of that. I tented the area that we did. I had a swamp cooler blowing all the dust out, which was hardly any dust at all. Pardon me?
Out where? It's supposed to be contained.
Out the window, outside.
Jeez.
It's not 100% dust proof. The room was blocked off. It was taped off. I had the floors covered. Even when we got done, we shot back, washed the walls down, mopped all the floors, the baseboard.
Then why did they find so much contamination?
Like I said, the job had already been started.
So you're saying they did, because I want to make sure I get this straight. Now, did you give your side of the story to Channel 7?
Yes, I did.
Okay, did they interview him? I didn't see the story. No, they didn't interview him. Why didn't they?
Well, I mean, she talked to me on the phone like you're doing, but I mean, I don't think it was live
did she, Dan, did they give his side of the story on the story?
Not that I've seen.
Well, I'd like to see that.
They basically said an unlicensed guy.
But did they? Yeah, but he is saying the homeowner started it. That they were partially through it already, and they could have contaminated it too.
Well, if they started it, sure they could have.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I think it's important, Jim, that you get your side of the story out. Hold on a second, because I do have to take this break. It's very important. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We got more coming right up, and I hope Jim holds on.
This is Denver's Talk.
They did that. His dad did that before.
Well, tell me something. Why did he say? He says he didn't have to soak it 24 hours. He said it had to soak 24 hours. Was that?
He's not licensed. Oh, him not being licensed, pretty big deal, man.
That's what the standard is.
But you can't vent it to the outside either.
Well, they do put a negative pressure, and they do use a fan or thing.
But you got to capture it. You can't let it go out.
He's our thin guy for the show.
He's probably not done right.
What?
When I get this private message saying Mark shared a video, and when I see Mark with a C, I always think Mark Major, and I'm like, oh, that's just so unusual of Mark, and so I thought maybe it's a
Can you look on Channel 7's story to see it?
Oh yeah, where did we get it?
I agree with
the DenverChannel.com.
Yeah,
He probably didn't do this right, but if they their dad scraped it dry before he started in there, that blows the whole case.
This pisses me off when we get callers that don't tell the whole fucking story.
Do you remember the picture?
It happens all the time.
Do you remember the soffit around the edge of the room? The pictures of that.
The only thing we can do is make it right. If he's telling the truth, but we can't assume he's telling the truth either.
That's true.
But the guy's willing to come on. That says something.
That's because I was nice and buttery.
Man, that's going to fuck up that investigation. They might be able to stop him from doing this, but if they did that first.
So they started a GoFundMe site from after the channel thing.
Yeah.
I mean, their fucking grandma.
That their dad.
Well, let's see what they say. They might say we didn't start anything.
Right. First of all, the homeowners would absolutely cover that.
Absolutely.
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 I mean, that's a perfect example of, it's mold or whatever.
It's a perfect example.
Well, actually, not mold, because maybe insurance.
I mean, not mold, but.
You're a parent?
He does that. Like, he'll start copying the kids and annoy the shit out of them.
Is that?
Mark, did you get mine?
How old does he go back into?
So it's when he's 12 all the time.
Yeah, I know who it is. I'll call him after.
Sometimes he goes up to his 18.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, when he's looking at getting laid.
You had mentioned that.
He matured a little.
Talk to Tom and bounce it off Tom.
Yep, we'll do it after the show.
Well, let me know.
Would that be on my sales?
If you sell it, sure, of course.
Well, yeah. I did sell. I mean, he's already on. Now he wants to increase his advertising. So I just don't know how.
I understand.
So is there? Oh, I need Tom to do.
I did everything.
You had your own little space and everything?
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Good.
It's a nice
And it's
facility.
right there. Right
And
where
they,
you
I don't
live.
think they charge more for that private room because
No,
it was
he
just,
said they have it for personalities and for sports people. As soon as I mentioned your name, he said, "Oh, tell Tom you have a private room."
and it was really, they're good people. I mean,
So-
great. I didn't realize it's right there where I live. I mean, so when
What is
I
it?
stay there, the hydration place. I had a bag.
So my
Realize
girlfriend
we have
owns.
bottled water.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. You beat me to
My
it.
girlfriend owns Hydrate. On
Yeah,
Buck
so we got it.
and I tried to get her.
We got this special water. It's a wet.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay, listen. Whenever we get stories, we investigate them as much as we can. Now, we always welcome the other side of the story. We encourage it, we look for it, so we had a story about Jim Johnson doing this asbestos abatement, and his story is completely, well, not completely different, a bit different than the homeowner. The homeowner, Natasha, said she calls a guy to remove an asbestos ceiling. He went in there Friday morning and said he was done Friday afternoon. They went back Friday, and they saw fibers in the air, and they were there with their kids, and then they had it tested, and the guy said it was completely contaminated.
Oh, I saw the report, man. It was bad.
Really bad. And also said that...
remember, they put the stuff right in hefty bags out front.
Yeah, it wasn't disposed of properly. Now, there are all kinds of preparations you have to make to do it. You have to get a permit. You have to do. You have to be licensed. You have to do negative air pressure in the house. You have to do special tenting. You have to do an outer perimeter. You have to do filtering of the exhaust dust. I mean, there's so much that Jim admittedly did not do. But he said he's not completely to blame because the job had already been started. Had already been started when he got there. Hey, Pat, are you still on?
Yes, I am.
Did you hear that? I mean, so Natasha did not apparently tell us the whole story, according to Jim.
No, it wasn't started. They had tore down the pantry. And,
well, were there any ceilings in the pantry?
They did not tear the ceilings down at all, and the cabinet on the top of the ceiling was left there, and he said he would remove it because there probably was asbestos under it.
Well, anyway, I'm just going to let him talk because...
That's not true.
Okay,
well,
go ahead, Jim.
Difference.
Go ahead, Jim. That is a big difference. They're saying they didn't touch the ceiling.
Okay, I got pictures of it. So when I got there, the pantry was all reframed, had brand new sheetrock on the ceiling, so that ceiling did have popcorn sealing on it before I got there because they spray it all at one time.
Okay.
In the upper cabinets, there was a soffit there. All the upper cabinets were already gone, and it had popcorn sealing all over that stuff. Now, I did tear the soffit down, but the cabinets were gone. They had a bag out there in the front, a construction bag with the cabinets in it. The bags that were out there were bags of insulation. The bag that I had, one bag of the asbestos in it, I took it and went to America Abatement, and that's where I dropped it off at, and I've got a manifest sheet that I did it properly.
Okay.
Well, they said he had to come back and get it, and he did it a day or two later, is what they were saying.
Well, no, he said he took it with him, and the other bags that we saw were not asbestos.
Did you come back and grab those bags?
That you guys saw?
Yeah.
They were really fat and fluffy bags.
Yes.
It was nothing more than blown-in insulation that was in that soffit. That's all it was. It was completely different.
Wow.
I finished the ceiling first and bagged up that
I'd like
part,
to.
and I put it in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
I mean, how do we figure this mystery out?
Like who's telling the truth? Well, there's always two sides.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. I've been doing this kind of stuff off and on, my whole life. I would never, in God's green earth, go in and try to destroy somebody's family and just deliberately try to hurt somebody.
Okay.
She said I owed her $14,000. That she owed me $14,000.
Yeah.
That's what my bid was. Well, you know what? She can have that money. I'll give it back to her to put back into her family. I did not do this wrong. I did everything I was supposed to do.
Jim, I'm okay. I'm listening to you. I'm letting you have a say. Okay. I mean,
Yes, sir.
I'm not editing it. It's all live. You can say whatever you want. I mean, I think you deserve it after we've skewered you. I mean,
sir.
and we did skewer you because one of the reasons. Now hold on, Clint. You told us when you called Jim to get a comment. He went up one side and down the other and was cussing and hung up.
Yeah, he got angry at us. He wasn't explaining anything.
Okay, so Jim, we did try to get your side, and I know you probably were angry and hot at this, but I'm glad you're talking about it now. So really, though, just so you know, and again, you weren't completely. I'll buy you didn't want to intentionally hurt anyone, and you weren't looking for a quick buck, and you were just trying to do it in your mind right. You understand though that not being licensed and not getting a permit for this is pretty serious.
Really
Yes,
serious.
Sir, I do understand that.
Yeah.
Just trust me, that will never happen again in my lifetime. I had no clue. I mean, I've scraped ceilings, and I've always used the same method, whether it's been tested or not. I just use, because of the dust in the air, I always do the same method and never ever had an issue in my whole life.
Well, I'm gonna, I'm definitely going to amend our entries because I do want to do that. I'll take your.
Well, let's not forget though. They're saying they didn't scrape anything.
I'm going to say though. I'm going to say what Jim is saying. I'm not going to weigh in on who's telling the truth, but he deserves to have his statements on the story.
He said he had pictures. What are the pictures you have?
Yeah, what photos do you have?
We first see normally, and listen, I didn't go in there and take pictures with intentions of, well, I got to cover my
No,
butt.
I understand.
I take pictures of all my jobs just to kind of put back out there to show the work that I do. So I took a picture of the ceiling, the portion that they had already scraped before. I mean, it was in my picture, and I'm like, well, this is what they started, and then you can actually see after the fact. There's the visqueen down, and that's where I started. It was a whole other area. And we scratched back up to where they had already had it done. So they had it, I mean, it was only half a bag worth of trash. And we rolled all the visqueen up and put it in double bags.
If you think about it, popcorn in one room wouldn't be a lot, would it? And you soaked it down.
Not at all. It wasn't that much at all, actually. It really wasn't. I mean, and then it was done.
It was supposed to be, if it was a normal house with undisturbed ceiling that had asbestos in it, it should have been between 0 and 100. I think it's parts per million, but I don't remember. Theirs, when they had it tested the next day.
After Jim.
After Jim.
Saying part of that was them.
That's true, but listen, not 0 to 100. It was 35,000. So the stuff was everywhere.
Well, how do we know that? I mean, like I said, I had visqueen curtains up all the way around it. I've got pictures of it. I don't know if they scraped other areas in the house. I don't know what all they've done. They've been remodeling.
I'd like to see the pictures.
Yeah. Is there a way you can email us pictures?
Well, I was kind of waiting. I've talked to my attorney, and she said for me to kind of hold my cards in my hand until they file suit, and I feel like I need to do that.
Okay.
But I've got my paperwork from America Abatement. I've got everything I need. I proved that I had my coveralls, my boots, my gloves.
Yeah,
my mask.
that's not. Yeah, but
we had
the paperwork. From now on, you gotta get licensed or try or find a way.
There's no.
You've got an employee out there. The guy that left that note. I mean, we've got a picture of this note that the homeowner got from one of your employees, and he's got even a little bit of a different story, man.
What did the employee? I didn't know that. What do you mean an employee? What did they?
I'll have to pull up the note. One of his employees left a note saying, hey, Jim never paid me for this job. Can you at least tell me if you paid him?
Who was that, Clint?
This guy's named Clay. He has not called us back.
Do you know Clay, Jim?
Clay?
Yeah, Clay.
A guy named Clay?
Yeah, well, Clay would have never said that.
Well, I'm staring at that. We've got the actual letter. I mean,
he wrote a note.
Yeah, I mean, he left it with the homeowner because you didn't pay him. Did you ever pay him?
He's saying he didn't write. He's standing here with me right now. He said he did not write any letter.
He's standing with him right there. That's weird.
Well, I mean, it would be weird to get called out like that, but
no.
I mean, are you?
Let me see it.
I'd love to see the handwriting because he did not write the letter.
Well, okay. We don't have the. Wait, I thought we had the actual note. Do we? We do?
No, we have.
We do. Okay, listen. We got to take a break. Okay, I'm sorry, but we have to take this break, and then we'll come back with more calls.
From the L&...
Folders in your room, I think, or your...
Is it the folders in my...
What do you think, man? What do you think?
I don't trust the guy.
Well, I don't trust him either, but if he did wet it at all, I can see how the paper would fall off. If it wasn't 24 hours, okay, it's
He says he's got pictures, but he's not going to send it to us. But in
Well,
the
I mean,
meantime...
I can almost understand that part. If it's gonna get
Well, hold on. In the meantime, he just basically gave a confession that he was an unlicensed guy in there not doing anything right.
Mark, if he wet that, there's no way that number would be 33,000. That guy from EPA said they had to have done it dry for that number to
But
be
if
that
you're
big.
abating a certain
Unless they did it
area in the
beforehand.
house,
Yeah.
screens go up, and that whole thing
Yeah,
is
he
like
said he put the six in the
shut.
plastic.
Are we done with Jim, or are you going back to the
I heard the words from him, but I heard from
We're
EPA.
done right now, but tell him that we will make sure if we ever mention this again, we're gonna get his statements.
Okay.
Now, he was a totally different guy when Clint first called him.
Hey, Tom, have you talked about or mentioned,
You know what they're trying to do? They're going to
working
say...
on that abuse case from Weld County?
What about, what's that?
Have you mentioned it at all today, the abuse case in Weld County?
Oh, no, we haven't.
No, if you'll just mention
You know what
that,
he's doing? He's holding them
we are
hostage for
working on
that
the case, we
14
have
grand
called
back
into
to get
Weld
him full
County.
release.
That's right. Which one is that again?
That's the mom, the little girl.
Oh, and he has
the
visitation.
doctor.
Does he have visitation?
She said, yes, he does. So the DA filed, and she asked for a protection order, but they only got a basic order, which doesn't defend her daughter at all. But I have not heard back from either of the PIOs from the district attorney's office or social services, but I told them you guys are being talked about on the radio, so if you could just at least mention that we are on it, we are not letting it go, that this is your pet project, whatever.
But I'll rag on it tomorrow if you remind me at the beginning of the show, because Weld County, man, they suck.
Yep.
God almighty.
And so I called them, I left messages yesterday, I left a message today, I sent them both emails. I'm nagging them, but I did say in my email, you are being talked about, and this will be ongoing until something, happens. Like,
Was that Olivia?
yeah, yeah. That gal with the lien, the woman that called Janet about the lien or whatever. I guess she called downstairs. She's upset. So will you call her after?
I talked to her for 20 minutes.
Okay. But she called and she goes, well, that didn't go well. I need to know the name of an attorney. So
No,
Suzanne
I got her
thought,
settled down from that.
you
No.
did? Okay,
Yeah.
so you've already talked to her since
Yeah,
she called
she's-
downstairs.
This is between the roofing company and Allstate. She needs to stay out.
Oh, well, there you go.
So that I just what I told
Okay,
her.
well, she was all,
Well, she got a, oh God, she's freaking because she got an intent to lien and she thinks they're going to take her house.
right.
Well,
Tom,
here's
how
the
is your
note. You wanna see it?
helicopter? What,
My God, they're still waiting for parts from the factory. They called me on Friday. They were so concerned.
Okay.
Or on Monday, they called me saying, we're so sorry. We're still waiting for parts. I'm afraid it's going to be a while. I mean, I don't know what's happening. They said they're going to try to do it as quickly as possible.
Okay.
But it's been a pain in the ass.
Here, look.
I
Look at
just-
your email.
I just thought of it,
No,
Tom,
I'm not
so I
going to
just thought
forget.
I'd ask.
Let's,
So, okay.
This will be very easy to see if it's Clay or not.
if what? Sorry, Mark. What are you talking about?
This guy Clay that left this note, you see it?
I called him.
You know how you can know if it's Clay or not?
his phone number.
Yeah, I got his phone number here. I called him on 3/23 at 2:00 p.m. and again at 5:35 p.m. He never called me back.
I helped scrape that popcorn ceiling.
Yeah, was it wet?
Hi, Tom Martino here. By the way, we do have that note, supposedly written by Clay. I'm not going to give out his phone number, but it has his cell phone number. So if you're listening, and Jim Johnson, when we discuss this again, we'll make sure we give your side of the story. But it says,
hi, my name is Clay. I work with Jim's renovation. I helped scrape the popcorn ceiling and remove soffit. Jim told me he did not get paid for the work we did, so therefore I have not been paid either. Yeah, so that's what he's saying. He's not saying that Jim didn't pay him. He's saying if the job was not done satisfactorily, I understand, but would at least like to know if he was really paid or not. That's all he's saying. He's not accusing the guy of cheating him. He's saying, hey,
exactly.
Did you pay or not?
He doesn't trust Jim.
Well, he's saying, I want to make sure that Jim really didn't get paid. Because he's saying, if I didn't get paid, Jim's saying he didn't get paid. Is that true?
So I'll know if he's lying to me, is what it says.
Yeah, so I'll know if he's lying to me. If you could text me to confirm, I would greatly appreciate it. So, okay, it's not the same as saying I never got paid. He's saying he didn't get paid because the homeowner didn't pay Jim.
But we know the homeowner did pay Jim.
The homeowner, no, the homeowner didn't.
I thought the homeowner, why did he just say he was going to return the $14,000?
No, he wasn't going to charge him, but there was some other amount of money. They did pay something, I think, up front, didn't they? I think they paid something. I don't have my
I'm pretty sure all that wasn't paid was like $1,400.
All right.
But regardless, it's evident that Clay left this note there.
Right.
I mean, the homeowner didn't invent this.
All right. Julia, welcome. What's going on, Julia?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I have a daughter who's addicted to drugs. I lost a son in July.
That story I've heard. Did you get my voicemail?
I did.
Okay.
Thank you.
I was waiting for you to return the call because I was going to talk to you. So what's going on, Julia?
She's addicted to drugs.
What drug is she addicted to?
She's addicted to heroin.
Mm-hmm.
She started out with pain pills after a surgery, but now
that's the way it happens. And then heroin is actually easier to get than pain pills and cheaper.
Yes.
Oh, so what's happening?
I'm just trying to get her some help. She's ready to get help. She doesn't have insurance. Is there any place you can refer me to call?
Salvation Army has a free program.
Okay.
Free. And it's a wonderful program. Now, Raleigh House, in some cases, will do scholarships under very special cases. And we can talk to them, but I want you to try...
And they do take some insurance.
They don't have insurance, Julia, right?
She doesn't have insurance.
Hey, Julia, where is she getting... I mean, not where, but how much is she spending on heroin?
I don't know. I just know she does it every day, and I think she's going to the stores and stealing and to support her habit.
God, how old is your daughter?
She's 29.
Oh my God, does she work?
Not now, no. And I lost my son in July from the same thing. He died in jail.
Did he have surgery?
No. He was addicted to drugs at a young age, and then he got off on his own, and he started drinking. And
what drugs was he addicted to?
Cocaine.
So, Julia, your daughter, does she admit openly she is a heroin addict?
Yes. Now she does.
Does she really want help?
She really does.
Man, it's going to be hard. You know that.
Yeah. And I have her son. I'm taking care of her 9-year-old son.
Oh, my God, that poor kid. But he has a good grandma. Hey, listen, Julia, make sure you have our back office line, too. Call the Salvation Army. We'll check with Raleigh House.
You know, if she doesn't have a job, she'd pretty much qualify for free health care. I mean, after all that she's got to do is fill the stuff out.
Does she have Medicaid?
She does.
I don't know. Let's talk to Raleigh House about Medicaid and this. Okay, Suzanne, let's talk to them. Okay, let's get Raleigh House off the air about Medicaid and about other things like maybe scholarships or a combination. Now, there was someone that wanted to talk about Jim Johnson. Did he hang up?
Yeah, it was Sean. He's a good listener of ours. He just said he thought Jim Johnson was lying because he hesitated when we asked if he knew Clay and all this stuff. So anyway.
Okay. Christine, what's going on, Christine?
Hi. We moved into an apartment in September, and it's been flooding from our laundry room.
Is it a bottom floor, or is it just...
It is the bottom floor.
Is it coming up from the drain?
It is actually coming through our whole entire apartment. It's coming underneath our oven. It is coming
Where does it come from? Do you know where it comes from?
From the laundry room. It's coming from the laundry room.
I mean, is it fresh water or storm water from outside?
It's disgusting. It smells like dead bodies. My 4-year-old child has to go to her grandparents.
If it's sewage, it's pretty dangerous. If it's sewage...
We knew about this before.
Well, what is the landlord doing about it?
We called the health department. We called the Better Business Bureau. We went and talked to them yesterday, and they were like, there's nothing you can do. We've already checked. Your apartment's fine. It's like you can see the mold.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on. Suzanne, get Christine's number. I'm going to have Clint work on this with the landlord and get the other side of the story. Hold on, Christine. I'm Tom Martino. Please, people, you've heard this show. You've heard people getting ripped off every day. That's why I urge you to use the trademark referralist.com.
Looking for ways to save on your Medicare Part D copays? Great news.
Let's take care of that woman, Christine. See, now here's what I think about that. She might have to come to